Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Plami, and in this episode of Plami Plays Through, I'm gonna be starting my playthrough of the recently released video game Tell Me Why. Now, if you don't know anything about this game is released by the same company who released the famous game Life is Strange. Which is a game that I love quite a lot and I recently played on my channel, which you can check out. It wasn't my original playthrough, by the way, it's like my third or fourth, but I think it was still a very enjoyable playthrough and I said a lot of things about it and I basically kind of reviewed it at times, so I think those videos are definitely worth a watch even though it's not a blind playthrough. And for this game I've been very excited to play it ever since I heard about it for the first time, although definitely my hype has grown more over time because well, this game seems like it's going to be basically Life is Strange in all but name. On the other hand, it also doesn't really feature, as far as I know, any supernatural elements, so it's just basically gonna be the story of these two people, aka Tyler and Allison. And by the way, if you didn't know, the male main character of this game, Tyler, is actually transgender. More specifically, female to male transgender person. And I gotta say that the fact that one of the main characters of the game is transgender, I love that. It makes sense that don't not would do something like this in a game because their games, Life is Strange 1, Life is Strange 2, have been very socially conscious. I do hope that they don't go into a parody level or overboard with it, and most likely they won't because they've looked for criticisms and have asked I think some LGBT organization, I think GLAAD or something, for help with that. So yeah, we'll see. And I gotta say, I definitely would have preferred if they went for a male to female transgender person, because if you didn't know, which you most likely don't, I myself am transgender. I'm just not 100% sure whether I am a male to female or male to non-binary. And the main reason why I'm unsure is I feel like it's because I don't really feel comfortable with the idea of society treating me like like a woman. Like I just don't know if I'm comfortable with that. Plus, everybody who knows me will treat me like that as well, and as somebody who also has Asperger, although it's undiagnosed, I haven't really had money or time to go to a psychiatrist, plus I don't really trust psychiatrists in my country to properly diagnose me. It's just something it feels like something very scary, so I feel like I'm more comfortable calling myself non-binary, because then I don't have to commit to neither being a guy, which is something I definitely don't like, and or being 100% female, which is something that I'm not sure whether I would like. And yeah, I would have liked if the main character was male to female transgender, but on the other hand, I also like that it's a female to male transgender person, because a lot of the time female to male transgender people tend to get ignored in favor of male to females, both in a good way, in a positive light and in a negative light, because male to female transgender people tend to be helped out the most. I feel like people have the most sympathy to them, but on the other hand, male to female transgender people are also more hated, I would say, because it's seen as a disappointment for a male-born person to give up their male privilege, or whatever you want to call it, and become a female, than it is for a female to gain that male privilege. Hopefully you get what I mean. I don't want to go overboard with it. I'm really excited to play it, so without further ado, I guess let's just get into it. And by the way, I've played through like the first two scenes because I wanted to figure out what graphics settings are the best for this, because my PC is not the best, so I cannot be recording at high graphics and everything. So I had to figure out what are the best graphics and what am I willing to sacrifice visually for the sake of being able to record this playthrough. So I'm gonna be playing basically on the lowest graphics with only anti-aliasing. So for me, it's not gonna look the best, but for you it should look pretty decent. Although, considering the fact that I'm with a limited internet connection, I cannot have like super huge video files. It's probably gonna end up looking worse than it looks right now as I'm looking at OBS.
Hey, kiddo.
But still, it's gonna look fine. So I basically know what happens in the this scene and the next like 2 or 3 scenes. Basically the first 15 minutes.
Can you tell me what happened tonight?
So yeah, I'm pretty sure
I went to show her my haircut.
This is one of our main characters.
She had a gun.
Tyler.
Take your time.
She freaked out.
It's okay.
So
no,
he cut his hair.
It's not okay.
And his mom wanted to kill him for that. Like,
so I stabbed
this is
her.
A very typical reaction, I would say. Like, I don't understand, like, even if a person, if your kid is not transgender, why would you give a shit about their hair? Like, even if it's a female, why would you give a shit if they cut their hair? Why? Would you be worried about bullying in school? Then, if that is the case, why would you prevent the kid from expressing themselves however they want, instead of fucking punishing the kids who would bully them for that? Okay, so this game is set in 2015, I guess. That's something I didn't catch on the testing part. So this is 2 years after Arcadia Bay. Because yeah, for me, this game is canon to the Life is Strange universe. Whatever happens. And yeah, I gotta say, even on the lowest graphics, the game looks fucking amazing. Like, all the props and everything looks really great, like, not unlike Life is Strange. There's just something about the faces and the skin, and mainly the faces, that looks off. I don't know. So yeah, this is basically our 2 main characters, Allison and Tyler. They're a brother and a sister. I think they're twins as well. And basically Tyler, after killing his mom, as I understand, went to juvie. Man, I know that Tyler is the transgender person, but I'm really relating to his sister as well. Like, as a trans person, somebody who I think I'm basically male to female, but I tend to prefer to call myself non-binary. I do really wish to be her, and I definitely would love to see a game by Don't Not with a male to female transgender person. I hope they do that at some point, because that would be a really amazing experience, in my opinion. Because I feel like I will still relate to a lot of the things that Tyler is gonna go through in this game, but it's gonna hit even closer to home if it was a male to female transgender person. But still, I'm all for any trans representation, and I think this might be the first major game that features a trans character, so there's that.
I'm gonna drive to Fireweed, and I'm not going to freak out. Everything's fine.
And yeah, I love Allison's outfit.
Stash them down here.
I don't know if it's the quality I'm playing at, but like, looking in the background and everything, props look
So that's
really good. But for some reason, the animation of the characters looks off, and I don't understand why.
This feels like another lifetime.
Cause like, it's better, it's still better than a lot of games, or at least I've definitely played the worst games, even with the highest graphics. Like, for example, I would say the graphics of the people of this game are better than
Great.
Telltale's The Walking Dead, the
Think I'm
first
ready to go
season.
now.
But I feel like there's a weird conflict between the backgrounds and the characters that is kind of uncanny valley-like. I don't know. Yeah, I love her outfit. And I love his outfit too. Both
Allie.
Tyler
so
and
on
Allison
point.
have really cool clothing. Okay, so I've read that. I'm gonna show it to you if you want to read it. Because I've read it myself. It's basically a message from his sister about them meeting each other after like 15 years or something. I think it's 10, not 15, but...
Can't believe I'm about to leave this room for the last time. Okay, I'm pretty much done here. I just need to grab my goblin and I'm off. Hey, little guy. You're gonna be reunited with your sister soon.
I also really like the voice actor for Tyler. I don't know who he is,
Cool.
or whether they
I
are
guess I'm totally
trans
ready
as
to go
well.
now.
That would be cool if they are. But I think they really nailed the voice. And I'm sorry if anybody gets dysphoric because of this. I'm not intending to do that, but I just want to say that I think they did a really good job nailing the female to male transition voice, because I feel like there's still a slight feminine buzz to it. That might be just because I'm transgender, so I can recognize these kind of things now, like because I know how it would sound like I can pay attention to that and notice it, even though your average person will probably not notice it. Yeah, I just like that. It adds more to the
I'm gonna miss that
immersion.
view.
Okay, I don't think there's anything else I can do here. Let's leave. I mean, I know there's a bunch of things I can look at, but if this is like Life is Strange Before the Storm, where there's just a shit ton of superfluous things that you can look at that do not change anything, do not affect anything, they are just there for the sake of you having more gameplay. Like, I don't really want to waste my time with that. I just want to see the story and see whether I'm gonna love it or not. But I can say for sure that I'm already liking the characters, because I've played through the first 15 minutes, so I've seen their personalities with each other and everything. And I can say I already like them. I do hope I end up loving them though. That's the main thing I'm worried about this game, because this game doesn't, as far as I know, doesn't feature anything
Hi, Tyler.
supernatural.
Hi. First time we see each other in 10 years, and it's hi, Tyler.
Oh,
I think that might
sorry.
affect
It's
how much I
fine,
love it, but we'll
Allison.
see. Because for Life is
Hi's a good
Strange,
place to start.
at first I played it for the
It's good to see you.
time travel mechanic, but then I stayed for the relationship
Likewise.
between Chloe and Max, and the story in general. So I feel like it
You
might be the
have
case for
anything
this one
else
as
you need to
well.
get?
Nope, this is it. My last 10 years in a bag.
Then we should get going. We just have time to make the morning ferry.
So yeah, I basically played
You look
until
good in
they
that.
are at the ferry
Thanks.
and they are
One of
talking.
my mentees designed it.
It's really good.
Yeah, he's so incredibly talented. I got a couple of local coffee shops to hang his art.
Tyler Ronan, shaping the leaders of tomorrow.
Yep, we're screwed.
So, are you gonna miss anything about this place?
I'll definitely have to get used to the gameplay,
Honestly,
because it's a little
people.
different.
The other residents, my mentees, my counselor Aaron. It took me a while to fit in, but once I did, it felt like home. They made me feel safe. Safe enough to be me.
That's so great. I'm really happy for you.
We planning to drive to Delos Crossing or push?
You are welcome to walk.
Nah, I'll take my chances.
Need one last look or anything?
Looked. Let's go.
I already love how playful they are. And funny. I like that. I think already Dontnod's writing of teenagers is so much improved. I mean, I still like how they wrote Life is Strange. Like, it's cheesy and stupid and corny and sometimes cringy, but it helps you immerse. It helps immerse you in this kind of world. I don't know. World. I don't know.
I am 100% not creative enough to make that stuff up. Oh, and just last week, they had to turn the ferry around because a bear was on board.
No way.
Someone
Oh
heard a
yeah,
commotion
this
in
is
the back of
set
the delivery
in
truck,
Alaska.
So they opened it up. And there was the bear, fat and happy on a literal mountain of empty chip bags.
You know, I'm not
You go where the
American,
food is.
so it's not as much of a crime
can
for me
relate to
to not
that.
remember that, but I
So then
so
what
frequently forget that
I'm
Alaska
not
is part
sure.
of
I think they
America,
couldn't get him to leave,
from
so they
of
tried
the
to-
USA more specifically.
Oh, poor buddy.
Same for Hawaii,
Shot in the ass just for getting the munchies.
but especially for Alaska
Yeah,
because
well,
they're still
you know
part
what
of the
they say,
continental
safety
shelf or
first in
whatever.
bear country.
Yeah, but prevention is best. Common sense goes a long way in keeping them from getting shot.
Okay, for some reason my gameplay is lagging. Like, I'm not using the high graphics now, so why is it doing that? Like, everything is on low, it shouldn't be doing that.
The bear is fine, Tyler.
For now. You hear they've been talking about loosening up regulations on trophy hunting again? Higher bag limits, inhumane ground traps, even bringing back hibernation hunting. What kind of asshole gets off on killing a sleeping animal? I'm not against hunting, but
I
predators
am.
play a vital role in the health of our natural parks. What?
Honestly, I don't
Why are
understand
you
anybody who
smiling?
might
I'm being
enjoy
serious.
hunting.
Oh, I can
What
tell,
do you
Ranger
enjoy
Tyler.
about killing
Not yet.
animals?
But
Would you
at least
like
I
to
got
be
the school part
haunted?
out of the way.
That's bullshit. Especially for fun. Like,
I can't believe you've got a bachelor's already.
I'm against
Now
hunting even
I
for
boast
food,
to
but
have
at least
completed
that one
certificate in
I
accounting from
can
an online
buy. Like, I
college that
understand
may have
why.
stolen my credit
You
card
need
number.
to because you
You'll
don't
figure
have
out
what
you
to eat,
want.
but
You have time.
even then, you can just go to the shop and buy or not live
How
in
are
the
you
middle of
feeling?
fucking nowhere.
Like I'm about to drive straight into a whiteout, and my fog lights are dead.
The only reason why you might enjoy hunting is if you're already a cruel human being. Okay, this is so weird and
What
cool at
about
the
you?
same time. This is basically a cutscene, but they're allowing you
Emotion?
to look around, so that's...
Oh,
I don't know how I feel
zoned
about
out there
that.
for a second. Sorry.
What's
It's
up?
different and
I'm sorry.
cool,
I'm just trying
but
to wrap my head around the fact that
I
you're
don't know.
right here, standing beside me, on our way to Delos.
You don't have to apologize. It's a lot.
I prefer if it was a fixed camera.
Why did we take the ferry instead of the coast road?
Because I didn't want to be stuck in the car with you for an extra 2 hours.
You
Ha.
are stuck with him anyway.
We have to take the ferry. It's the only way to reach Delos from Fireweed.
I see. Well, good. I don't think my stomach could have taken 2 more hours of how you handle curves.
I'm sorry. Do you want to take over driving when we dock?
No.
You're gonna have to get back behind that wheel at some point, you know.
Look, I put a fireweed van nose first in a ditch.
Hey, at least you missed the
Yeah,
part.
personally, I have no driver's license. I never plan on having a
I'm
driver's
guessing things
license.
haven't changed much.
Mainly because
You
I don't
mean in
want to deal with
Delos?
cops.
Still the capital of
Because
East
even though
Jesus
I don't live in
nowhere.
America,
Can't
even
wait to get
cops
outta
even
here.
in my country are assholes. Come on.
Guess that normal life you wanted didn't live up to your expectations, huh?
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? I'm not gonna replay it again. I'll play this episode like this, I don't care.
I mean, having cable and full-time electricity was definitely a plus, but no one ever forgets anything in a small town. You get marked a weirdo and that's it. That's your life.
At least you had Michael.
Yeah. I don't think I'd
Michael?
have survived
Who the
high
hell's
school without
Michael?
him.
Bet you're gonna miss him when you move to Juneau. How's he doing?
Good. Good. But I haven't seen him much outside of work lately. He's been busy with his dance and helping his clan organize a potlatch. Is that smoke coming out of Stonehouse?
Guess someone finally bought that old shack.
That, or the ghosts are cozying up by the fire.
Think the new owners know it's totally
Why would they need
haunted?
fire?
I'm sure
They're
Tina
ghosts.
did her best to keep them from figuring it out. At least until the paperwork was signed. Ugh. That house always gave me the creeps. Those windows are like huge gawking eyes.
You think people talk about our house this way?
Probably.
Probably.
Man, this game is so pretty.
So,
I wish I could play it
Really going
at
back
full-on
there, huh?
The
graphics.
Stonehouse?
I meant we're going home.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Think the house will sell?
No
I just don't have the
buyers yet. Turns
A
out
powerful
people don't line
PC.
up to
If
buy
you want
murder
to see it at
houses
high
with no
graphics,
electricity.
please donate so I can buy a better
At least
PC.
it's got one hell of a
Or at
view,
least upgrade some of my
unlike
things so
Juneau.
Hey,
I could
Juneau
record
has
at higher
mountain views
graphics.
aplenty. It just also has people and fun. You still thinking you might be my roomie?
Thinking about it.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Shoot.
I was told... I mean, after you, well, graduated, I guess, and became a mentor 3 years ago, you still basically spent all your time at Fireweed, right?
Pretty much. There were a few times I tried to go to these meetups for trans people in Juneau, but something always came up. I probably should have put myself out there more, but it was better to be around in case the residents needed me.
So you were free to come and go as you pleased?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
You,
Oh,
ne-
nothing.
you never
Just
came to
being
see
an
me.
overly invested sister. Curious how you spent your time.
Jesus, that's so beautiful. Even with the shitty graphics that I'm looking at.
Allison,
Yeah?
spit it out.
Okay, you need to promise not to freak out.
What is it?
Don't say that before telling me then.
It's a gift. From Eddie. I know he's not your favorite person, but
I'm sorry. When you said Eddie, I thought you meant Chief Brown, as in the police officer who arrested me.
come on, Ty, don't.
And your adopted father, the man who didn't let you visit me for 7 years.
The Fireweed administration backed him up, Tyler. They thought it was best for both of us.
Yeah, well, it wasn't.
It's a peace offering. And you're the two most important people in my life.
Here we go. We're gonna be
Please.
dealing with a step douche again.
Honey?
He can't buy.
Be a
me,
little bit
give me
more
some
original,
cheap-ass
don't not.
Trinket.
I'm
It's
joking.
a gift, Tyler. You
Kind
know
of,
what
a
gift
little
giving
bit.
means in Tlingit culture, and what it means to refuse one.
Honestly, I wanna say I don't care. But I'll say I can't accept this.
I can't accept this. I'm just not there yet.
All right.
You gonna mope about that for the rest of the day, or what?
I just hoped you might make an effort. That's all.
An effort? It's an effort not to punch something whenever you say his name.
Can't you just cut him a break? He was doing the best he could with a truly shitty situation.
Why should I be the bigger person? I mean, in real life, I always am the bigger person, but... Or at least try to. But like, fuck this shit. When people are fucking assholes, at a certain point, you just stop being the nice person. Fuck them. When are assholes gonna start to be the bigger people?
Whoa. So, I'm a jerk.
You just always need to have the last word.
In
True.
other words, a jerk. I didn't need to dig in like that. I'm sorry.
Oh please, I really hope this game doesn't have the same problem where
I'm sorry,
no matter
too.
what I choose,
I just hoped we could
like
wrap
if I
everything up
choose
with a
to be
grand
an
gesture
asshole,
and
it
move
would
on to our
the
perfectly
character would
normal
still
lives.
apologize for what they say. Because I feel like that was kind of a
What,
thing
this isn't
in
normal?
Before the Storm a little bit. Like regardless of whether you choose to the nice answer or the bad
Steady,
answer,
brother.
it still would choose
Still
one
your
of them
sister.
for you at the end.
Would it ruin the moment if I said I needed to call home?
No.
Yes. Completely.
Sorry.
Go ahead. And stop apologizing all the time.
Okay, sorry. Thanks.
Oh, do I get to look around?
It's so weird being back on this boat.
Beer is my sport. Check my six-pack. Oh, you're that kind of asshole? That's him, isn't he? That's the owner of the car. Fuck you. What is this? Crime.
Yikes.
Hey, I heard that.
I know! Screw you!
Hey, man, it's your truck. You do you.
Same to you. Live and let live. Just a sticker. Enjoying the ride?
I love it.
I don't think I could ever get tired of this.
Agreed. Where you headed?
Delos Crossing?
Same here. You from around here?
Born and bred.
Born and bred.
Ah, you don't say. I moved to Anchorage around your age. Delos was mostly Alaskan natives then. Tlingit, Haida. I haven't been home in 5 years.
Okay, that's weird that I have to press left shift for this. You visiting family?
Oh, so you owed your family a visit?
I'll say. You may not know it yet, but your folks, they get old real fast.
Right.
I'm Alex, by the way. Alex Gershwin. No relation.
Huh?
To George Gershwin.
I have no idea who that
Gershwin,
is.
the pianist. Folks are always asking if we're related, so I try to head it off the pass.
Oh,
What'd you say your name was?
Tyler Ronan.
I didn't. I'm Tyler. Tyler Ronan.
Ronan, huh? Ronan as in the Ronans?
Uh-huh.
So, you're... I never knew those girls had a brother.
Oh shit! Huh. Let's see how they handle this.
Yeah. Enjoy your time in town, Tyler. I'll see you around town.
Okay. Really? You're not gonna even bother? When everything else fails, try doing what the captain
Charming.
suggested. Okay, what is there? What else is there to look at? Mr. Saboteur, Alaska Sea Lions.
Isn't hunting season almost over?
Almost. Want to draw for one of the last hunts of the season.
Whoa, look at that antique.
You're not one of those odd sixes old and boring folks, are you?
I have no idea what you just said there.
Wonder if there'll be time to hit the buzzard hole while I'm here.
What's that now?
Oh, nothing.
Tyler, we're almost there.
Okay, got it. Am I supposed to wait now? I assume so. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be back in a second. Okay? Sorry, I'm back. I tried to make it look better with like higher graphics and be able to record while still the game would look good for me and for you, but it's just impossible. Like, the only way I can do that is if I buy a better graphics card, which might happen in the future, but for now, no. So, let's get back into the game. Okay, my objective is to explore the boat. What else am I supposed to explore? Introduction to making Devil's Club Tea. I don't care. Dewdrop in bed and breakfast. Denali expeditions. Some kind of dance performance. There is no substitute. Protect our only home. Yes! Climate change is gonna kill us.
Hey, Allison. Can we take the scenic route instead of the highway? Allison?
Hello? Allison? Wait, I can get into the car? I guess so. Are we at the house? Okay. Just play to it and
It's basically exactly like I remember it. Only faded.
Like a Polaroid left on a windowsill.
From the
Okay,
outside, it
Maxine
almost looks
Caulfield.
charming.
Charm's
Damn,
not
with
the
those
problem.
references to Life is Strange.
Structural
I've caught
integrity,
a few of
maybe
them
an issue.
already. I just haven't mentioned them.
You think there's a chance whoever buys it will just tear it down?
If someone buys it, they can do whatever they want with it.
You wouldn't care at all?
Would you?
Sure. Everywhere I look, I see a piece of one of our adventures.
Everywhere I look.
I've never thought about
just
it like
see
that.
Allison, we could go grab a bite.
I've been getting quite
Start this tomorrow.
nostalgic
No.
about my childhood and everything this year. And
The
last
only way
year
to
as
get this
well,
done
but this year has been really
Is to
crazy.
do it.
And like, I don't know if I'll ever be willing to sell the house that I lived in
you.
when I was a kid. Wait, can I look around? Wait, am I actually leaving? Yeah, I am actually leaving trails behind me. That is awesome.
What was she doing out here that night? Come on, man.
Homemade cleaning products may be better for the planet, but they do not have the same shelf life.
She did not like us using her tools.
She was probably just afraid we'd hurt ourselves.
Or, well, at least the tools are still here. That'll help with the repairs.
They're good quality, too. Marianne wanted stuff like that to last.
Marianne? Is that your mom's name?
Hey, it's locked, all right.
Do you have the key?
At least the shed's still standing.
Yep. I don't want to think about what might be living inside it, though.
Well, better alive. I
What
can't
the
believe these are
fuck is
still here.
that?
Yeah. We should hide them, so they don't frighten away potential buyers.
Oh my god, is that a frog? Is it? Jesus, what the fuck is wrong with the person who made those?
Remember how mad she'd get if we didn't use the compost?
And she always knew when we were lying.
Waste not, or kiss the planet goodbye. What'd you find?
Our hidden treasure?
Seriously? How do we think to stash it there?
Goblin secrets are always well kept.
I bet we left all kinds of cool things in there.
Man, the looks of... Oh! We should go and explore that. Could you move, please? Thank you. I do wonder how open world this game is. Let's try to walk on the ice, actually.
Dude, it's a little early to try to cross the lake. I know it looks totally frozen, but there are probably thin patches.
Hey, the danger's part of the fun.
Yeah!
Let's not press your luck on your
I've
first
actually, there's a small lake close to the entry point of the town that I live in. It's where the river used to flow through at one point, and they built a rail line that cut it off, so it became a lake. And frequently during the winter it would freeze to the point where you could walk on it. And me and my cousins actually ended up
You
walking
really
onto
want
it.
to go out there?
No, you're right.
You really want to go out there?
Yes.
No, you're right.
And we ended up walking onto it, and honestly, if I could see myself back then, I would beat the shit out of myself for doing that, because that's super fucking dangerous. And the worst part is, we tried to break the ice while we were still on it. We tried our darnest to break it. Like, there was a huge piece of wood that was like as big as this rock, and we would pick it up and smash the ice, and it still didn't break. And that's a good thing that it didn't break, because otherwise I wouldn't be here telling you this story, but damn, we were so stupid. And I'm honestly surprised that we got away with it with only a warning from our parents. Because that was the stupidest thing we've ever done, honestly.
Maybe we should go check inside. This will shock you, but it's locked.
This will shock you, but most people try the front door first.
No way. Can I
At
break
least
the
we don't
window?
have any use for this right now.
Luckily. Remember the snowstorm in 2004? Mary
Doesn't seem like the greenest source of energy.
Not like she had the money for solar panels.
True. Oh, I can hear it already, how people are gonna hate Tyler's character.
After you.
I can literally see some people calling him lip-tart or whatever because of his views, because
You remember
his
that?
he complained about the gun control,
Here.
about
You're
the
right.
treatment
Sorry.
of
Let's head
animals,
inside.
about hunting, about green source of energy. I can already see people hating this game for that. Honestly, it doesn't bother me because I agree with those things. And so far, they haven't made him unreasonable.
Did you smoke something before you left Fireweed? The door's right there.
Okay, I'm looking around. Jesus.
Locked.
Well, it's a good thing I remembered this.
I could have just broken through.
You sure that's the right key?
Yes. Maybe someone changed the lock.
Who would change that?
Who would change the lock on us?
I don't
Yeah.
know. We're screwed.
You got a plan B?
Yeah. We find another way in.
Of course we
I
will.
never knew a locked door that could keep the crafty goblins out.
Yeah, we had a million ways in and out of this old house. At least one of them's gotta work.
The crafty goblins. I haven't thought about them in forever. For sure.
Okay, why is the game doing this to me right now? It's on the lowest graphics possible and it's still fucking... How does this change it? Okay, OBS is literally not seeing it, so that's great. Windowed. Okay, so I think this might work better now. I can actually change the screen resolution now. Great. So now I think I might be able to play with higher graphics. Let's see.
I say, us.
We almost spent more time as goblins than we did
Oh
as
yeah,
kids.
it's so much better
Do you
already.
remember all the other characters? The Moon Hag, the Ice King, the Old Bear?
Most of them, I think.
And I feel
But
like
the
it looks a
details
little
are
better.
Fuzzy. Hey, do you know what happened to the book with all the stories?
No, no idea. But I'm sure it'll turn up when we clean this place out.
Oh. Open Sesame.
Let me guess. It's locked.
Yep.
Know any other secret passwords?
Honeydew? Nope. You need a hand with that?
No, it should be fine.
Okay.
If we just get this board out of the way, I could probably squeeze through.
So we need something to pry it off.
Yep. The tools from the shed, I guess.
Screwed in pretty good. We need a screwdriver. I think I saw one back in the shed.
Let's go check.
So now we have to break through in the shed. Okay, I don't think we're supposed to get through here.
Hey, it's locked, all right.
So how am I supposed to get inside and get the fucking tools?
Okay. Should be something in here that'll work. I guess Marianne left us something useful, huh?
Yeah. We still have to find a way to get inside, though. And please, no broken
I can't
windows.
believe
We'll see ya.
I can't believe the problem with this was the fact that I was
feel
playing
that?
in... Wait, what? Wait, what?
And don't leave this room until everything looks as clean as a whistle. Ugh. This is the millionth time I've gotten in trouble because of you. You and your big mouth.
Hey, you were thinking the same thing. You just weren't brave enough to tell her.
What good would it do? It's not like she ever listens to us
What?
anyway.
Well, I'd rather scream it right in her stupid face than be a quiet little mouse.
Oh, we forgot the key. We need to put it back.
Maybe we could hide it somewhere. You know, for fun.
Goblins are supposed to help the princess, not play mean tricks.
Whatever, you're not fun.
I'm only trying not to make her even worse.
Whoa. Did that just happen?
I don't know, but I saw it too.
It felt like it did when we used to share thoughts with our voice.
It
Wait,
did.
what?
That was a memory of us 10 years ago, right?
Wait, 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 wait.
I think so.
Wait,
And,
give me... Wait. What? Wait, so... What? So, there is an actual supernatural element because they acknowledged that they saw that. Because if they didn't, it would just be a gameplay mechanic or whatever, but they did say that it just happened. I mean, I know it was a little unclear whether there was a supernatural element or not, but I'm actually glad that there is, because the game instantly became so much more interesting right now. And yeah, I just want to get out of the way what I was going to say right before we got into this scene, that I can't believe that I had a problem with the recording just because I was using borderless, because I think that makes it heavier for some reason for your PC, and your PC has certain settings for playing borderless, so that made it harder. So I wonder if I can actually play with higher graphics. I'm actually gonna try that. I'm gonna try with medium. Let's see how that's gonna work.
That's new, right?
Yeah. We could share thoughts and feelings, but
Actually, you know what? Let's try with high. Because for me, on low graphics, the game doesn't really look great, and it's bothering me why I'm struggling with the gameplay
we never
right now.
replayed memories like that.
Why would it happen? And why that memory?
I don't know.
Because you needed a screwdriver,
Weird.
and you need some way to know how to get inside, I guess. Or
Weird.
find the key or
But our
something.
voice was always a good thing. This could be too.
Okay, playing on high graphics really makes a difference in this,
I'm feeling
this
something
one.
again. Near the barn.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I think playing on high is a little bit too much. Let's play on medium. I think that should be fine. Sorry I'm switching constantly, but I'm trying to figure it out. Like, with new games it's hard. So we have something again. I love the effects for these
Hurry, let's go see the silent
memory
frog.
things.
I'm coming.
What? Stop sulking. I told you already. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Okay. Guess you don't want to see what I put in the treasure room then.
What? No, I want to see.
Wait, what?
Guess we know where to search now.
We just have to remember which one is the silent frog.
Nothing here.
So, which one of you is hiding the key? Hmm?
No, not this one.
Is it the middle one?
Damn, where's the key?
Seriously?
Kidding.
Oh, come on.
Okay, sorry. Nice job, keep my secret, buddy.
So the key hasn't been touched in 10 years. Are you kidding me? Wait, so this is for the door in the barn, right? Hell yeah! We're in. Finally. The Fuck is that?
Huh. Who left this box here? It looks brand new.
It wasn't me. Has someone been out here recently?
Got it.
All this for a screwdriver?
You got a better idea how to get in?
Can we take anything else? Nope. I really hope Jacksepticeye plays this game, because it could be interesting. Because otherwise, I don't really know who else I would watch to play this game. I know that Ali BMac has played this game, and probably I will watch her playthrough. But I hope some big YouTubers play it as well. And yeah, definitely it makes a difference when you play it on medium versus low graphics. On low, it looks trash on my screen, which is a pretty big TV screen. On the recording, it looks fine regardless, but
You sure you want to go
changing
in
it to medium
This
is
is
like
our very
playing a
first den,
completely
remember?
different game.
Who knows what lives down there now?
The Boogeyman?
Everything okay down there?
No.
Tyler?
Samara got me. I knew it. I knew it!
Not funny!
Then why am I laughing?
Okay, fine. But you're still an idiot.
Alright. I'm going in for real this time.
Okay. I'll see you at the front door in a few minutes.
I'm getting the Walking Dead Season 2 flashbacks. Okay, the gameplay is a little wonky.
Ouch!
Are you okay? What happened?
Wait,
Hit my head like an idiot.
why is there an echo like that?
What? Where are you?
Ty. I'm outside.
Wait, what?
But I can hear you in my head.
Why?
Our voice. It's back.
Holy shit.
Okay, I'm getting so excited
yeah.
about this.
Don't suppose you remember how to get to the hatch?
I think so. We'll figure it out together.
Okay, so there is a supernatural element. So this game is literally Life is Strange in all but name. I mean, come on. There's the superpower, like in Life is Strange it's time travel. In Life is Strange 2 it's telekinesis. In this it's telepathy? I guess.
Dragons, straight ahead.
Need to go left, I think.
I'm definitely much more excited now that I know that there's some supernatural element.
Nope. It was on the right.
My bad.
Past the treasure.
Straight ahead.
You know, I almost convinced myself our voice was just another childhood fantasy. Mad Hunter. Why am I still afraid to say his name?
He was Mary Ann's creation. She made all the creepy characters.
Oh, I had to... God damn it. They did say it was on the right. There's the goblins. So I guess the goblins are them? Wait, isn't that where I just came from?
You were right. Nothing here.
Of course I was.
I would have taken the gold.
Not even in your dreams.
Okay, so where am I supposed to go? Okay, what is my objective? Enter the house through the hatch. Oh, I'm a moron. I have to look for a hatch. There isn't anything here, though. Oh, I think I saw the hatch. So it was where I was going. What are you talking about, game? Yeah, sometimes these walking simulators are really annoying. Oh, and I went the wrong way again. I really hate when these games genuinely become walking simulators. I mean, for something like The Walking Dead, it doesn't bother me because I love the world of The Walking Dead. And there's something so cool about just looking at destroyed and abandoned buildings and places and everything. Wait. What? I'm so confused right now. Am I being stupid right now? Because I feel like I am. There we go, finally. Come on. Took me a while. Damn, now that I've upped the graphics to medium, he looks so much more handsome. Because, like, as I said, in the lower graphics, for you it looks pretty much the same. But for me, it looked so bad, like, surprisingly bad. Because for the most part, I don't really care too much about graphics in games. But in this one, it does really make a difference. Even just going from low to medium.
Tyler, are you in there?
Yep.
Tyler!
Coming.
Are you okay?
I'll live. Good to hear your voice again.
Okay, question.
Same here.
How does them not having the
So,
key allow him
coming
to
in
open the door
or
from the inside? Is this something about American houses
Just
where
walking up
you
to
can
it.
unlock them from the inside or whatever? Because where I live, if you don't have the key, you don't have the key. It doesn't matter which side of the door you're on.
Well, we're here.
Here we are.
Basically what I just said.
So, how do we get started?
We figure out what to keep, what to trash, and see what else this house might be trying to show us.
Okay. Okay, there's a freezer, a boiler. I don't know if those are the words for those things in English. That's what I call them.
Alright.
I think that is what they're
Broken
called,
shelf,
but I'm not
broken
100%
jar.
sure.
And the washing machine. Broken. The dryer never worked to begin with.
Marianne thought dryers were straight up evil. Energy hogs.
I hated hanging drippy laundry. I refused to change for a few weeks once, so I wouldn't have to do it.
That's a bad idea. Ooh, that's... Oh, I thought that was a room. I was gonna say that's a really pretty
This
looking
place needs
room.
some serious cleaning. Or an exorcist.
We should take down the creepy masks if we don't want to scare the buyers away.
Oh, so now you don't want to scare someone with those masks.
Hey, I just put on the mask and pretended to be a warrior. You were the one who got freaked out by it.
Right.
Not that she ever let me. Huh. This bathroom still smells like Marianne.
A good scrub and we'll be rid of that too.
We were so competitive about who measured taller. Like, we actually had anything to do with it.
And after all that...
You're not the only ones.
Yeah, none of that crazy stretching I did made any difference.
Because how tall you're going to be, it's in your genes.
I tried to bury this dress
Like
in
your
the
denim
backyard,
jeans?
but Marianne caught me.
It was a pretty dress.
That was a bad joke.
Well, we both know pretty was never my thing. What are we gonna do with all her jewelry?
Well, I'm certain.
There are so many times I looked in this mirror hoping somehow it'd show me something different.
Tell me about it.
Handmade soap. Still here after 10 years. Impressive.
You could say that about the entire house.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Wow. I forgot all about her weird concoctions.
And how she was always testing them on us. Like we were lab rats.
What was she testing on you? I wonder if that has something to do with your powers or whatever. How the fuck are they no more freaked out about that, honestly? Even Max was like, what is happening? What the hell? They're like, oh yeah, we can telepathically talk to each other. No big deal. It happens every day. I mean, I get it, they had it as kids or whatever, but they should be much more focused on that right now than selling their house.
Pretty was never my thing.
That's a pretty cool house, though. Pretty big one as well.
After all this time, I thought
String, glue, duct tape. The holy trinity of house repair.
Marianne loved having something to fix.
I wish she fixed herself.
Yeah, well, she could have tried a little harder to fix her own head.
Can you picture Marianne talking to a shrink?
No. And speaking of...
Therapy's expensive, and I'm fine.
Most of the time when people say they're fine, they're not fine. But on the other hand, I do agree, therapy is expensive.
Guess we never had time to complete the collection.
These came out of one of the prize machines at the Vecchi's store, right?
Yeah, you'd slide the quarters inside on the little tray, and then magic, out pops a sticker.
What is this? Hey mom, we're sorry. The vase got broke. We didn't know you love it so much. We need to be careful and not act up in the window room. Next time we will try and use good judgment. Oh. Please forgive us for doing bad things. I'm sorry too. We should be more careful. I'm very sad we made you cry so much. We shall play outside instead. I will What? I can't read that. I will tell Ollie not to be wild all the time. We aren't going to do it anymore. We're sorry.
I'm sure it's still there. I should check our bedroom upstairs.
What are you reading?
A letter we wrote her. To apologize for breaking that stupid vase, remember?
Bore your kids into good behavior. Great parenting strategy.
She pinched every penny. Old textbooks. Tessa gave them to us, right?
Yeah, she thought we were gifted.
You are.
We were. Just not like she thought. You think she knew we were sharing answers?
We shared for fun. We both knew them all anyway.
Maybe we can look at something. I love the effect for the
Mom,
remembers,
About me
for the
joining
memories.
hockey
That
team?
looks so cool. I love that.
Mom,
Sorry, what? Not now. Maybe next year.
but you promised.
Keep whining, and my next year will become never.
Okay, she's a bitch.
Can you cut my hair?
Your hair is fine.
But I want to cut it short, really short.
What? Look, I'm tired, and I'm busy.
So what?
Let's talk about this later.
You always say that.
So what if you're tired? That doesn't, like, okay,
Marianne said no.
here's a controversial thing.
Made me so
If
pissed.
you don't think that you can always be a perfect parent.
And completely
Don't
deaf to
have
everything I was
kids.
telling her I
There's
needed.
already way too many people with
said no to me too.
True.
childhood
It felt
issues
personal
because
to
of
me.
the treatment by their parents that we don't need more. If you don't think you can be a good parent, don't be a parent. If you think that sometimes shit is gonna be too much for you, that you cannot take care of your kids properly, don't have kids, okay? Because shit like this bothers me. I don't give a shit if their mom was overworked or tired. She shouldn't have had kids if she didn't think she can handle it. And yes, I know shit happens, but still.
I didn't realize how much I missed the smell of firewood.
I miss the cold winter nights
Ma
curled
like,
up here.
for example, my mom has been
Big
through a
mugs
lot
of
of
hot
shit to give
cocoa.
me all the things
Yeah.
I've wanted in my
Yeah, I
life.
was so tired
And we're
she
not
was usually
really
asleep
the
on the
richest
couch.
rich at all.
That's
Like,
why
we're
it was so
very
nice.
poor.
No, Mary.
And I've still gotten everything I've wanted in my life. And I'm so grateful for that.
We'd use our voice so we didn't wake her up.
And then we'd be up all night telling stories and watching the fire die. And Marianne was none the wiser.
She took so many pictures.
Yeah. Like she had to document every second of our lives.
I know another person like that. Kinda annoying. I'm not gonna say that.
It made her happy. And it was kind of nice to see her smile.
I guess.
You okay?
All these happy pictures. They look so sad now. So staged.
I know.
Okay, so I guess let's go to the second floor. If I remember how to get there. I really like the look of this house. It's really cool. That's a house that I would be very happy to live in, honestly. Okay, see Dot Nod? See, was it so hard to create a house as its whole thing and not have to switch between floors whenever you're trying to go down and up the stairs? I guess they've learned from Life is Strange 1. Oh, that's so cool. Can I look at it? Oh man, I used to do so much of this shit as well as a kid. Like, I would use blankets and everything to build forts, or I don't know what to call it. Like, I loved doing that shit as a kid. Now that I think about it, it's weird. I feel like it's a little
Sure,
weird
it's
because
still
I
there.
don't get
I should
why
check our
I
bedroom
did it, but I
upstairs.
just love building this kind of we call them houses, but like I love doing these kinds of little tent things. It was cool. You even have an indoor terrace? This fucking house is amazing. Why would you want to sell that?
Where'd you come from?
A Tale of Two Swords. Why does this sound familiar? This fucking house is amazing.
If you don't come up soon, I'm gonna take whatever I want from our bedroom.
No way! Wait for me!
Then come up.
No, this feels like home.
Damn, I'm honestly surprised by how much I love this house. It's actually a really
Hey,
good looking
The
house.
postcard we sent ourselves from Juno.
Forever alone.
What?
We barely had any friends. We even had to be our own pen pals.
So what? What's wrong with that? Hello, Allison and Ollie. We are writing from the past. Wait, did Tyler used to be called Ollie? I think. I don't know.
Tyler, do you copy? If we don't move fast, this whole thing is going to melt. Do you copy?
We're basically walkie-talkies on legs, you know.
Yeah, well, how do you play Ice Road Trucker Assassins without a walkie-talkie, right? Yeesh. Mr. Serious all of a sudden.
Wait, I didn't get to read it. Can I look at it again? Just there was a little bit too much happening right now.
Hey, the postcard we sent ourselves from Juno.
Forever alone.
So
What?
Tyler's
We barely had any
name used to
friends.
be Ollie,
Even had to be
which
around
probably is
him.
short for Olivia or Oliver. No, that wouldn't make any sense. Olivia, I guess, is probably. Then why didn't he just call himself Oliver? Like, I get that being trans and being unhappy with your name might cause you to go for a completely different name, but honestly, I feel like it's a compromise that I think people should be willing to make, of not changing your name too much. Like, if your name can have an opposite sex version of it, I think that's what you should go for. That's honestly what I
We
will
never
be doing.
appreciated this view
Because
as
it's
kids.
gonna be weirder for my parents to call me something else. Good thing is my name is very gender neutral already. At least in my language. Okay, so hello Allison and Ollie, we are writing from the past. What is it like in the future? Anyway, Juno is super cool. We took the tramway all the way up. Ollie was scared, liar. We got some books, but Mommy went to the restaurant at night and forgot them. It was cool, there were a lot of whales on the ferry. No there wasn't, they were in the water, stupid. Anyway, here is a postcard to remind you how awesome we are, especially me. Okay, I don't think there's anything to remember here.
Look what I found!
What?
Only our greatest creation, the Book of Goblins.
Seriously?
What is with the goblins?
It was in that chest.
All these stories.
I had ideas for so many more.
Marianne wrote a lot of them.
Yeah. It's one of the
Aw,
only times
I found
remember
another
being
thing that it's common between
peace.
me and these two people. I love writing as well. Oh my god, I'm not reading all of that. I'm not reading all of that, I'm sorry. Maybe in another playthrough, I'm not reading all of that.
Where is it?
Wait, I just want to see the...
You looking for something in particular?
The frog earns the right to speak. The bear and the princess. The beaver fixes the house. The princess party. The goblins and the ice cave. The princess and the two thieves. The princess makes new friends. The bear's big paws. The moon hag loses her name. The goblins trick the mad hunter. The pelican helps her friends. The goblins earn their voice. The big frog is punished. The goblins save the old beaver. The goblins irritate the ice king. The pelican forgives the goblins. The goblins mean the ice troll. The goblins trick the muskrat. The moose teaches the goblins. And the mad hunter gets his hand back. Okay. Yeah, I'm not reading all that.
My diary.
You never told me about it.
Yeah. With the way Marianne was, I tried extra hard to keep it a secret. Marianne. Yeah, that day she found out about it.
That he was trans? Is that what you found out about that day?
Mom, where is it? What did you do with it?
What now?
I can't find my diary. I know you stole it. Give it back.
Sweetie, whatever I do, it's just for your benefit.
You read it, didn't you? You had no right to do that.
I have the right to do whatever I need to protect my little girl.
I'm not your girl. I hate you.
You will always be my little girl. And no matter how hard you fight me, I'll fight twice as hard to keep you safe.
Fuck you. You clearly don't give a shit about your little girl. Man, isn't this what every trans person wishes they could do? Go back to their childhood and tell their old selves
I
that
never
everything's
saw it
gonna be
coming.
okay?
She told me right to my face. She was willing to hurt me to keep me from transitioning.
Yeah, that's not a loving parent. That's not what a loving parent would do.
Tyler, there is no way you could have known she'd go that far.
I want my diary back. Her room was the only place I didn't look.
Okay, but
Is it
you
really
need to
gonna be
get it,
there
like,
after 10
now?
years? I mean,
That
what am I
diary was
saying?
important to
Everything
me,
is
Allison.
still in the house after 10 years.
Writing
Apparently.
down my thoughts helped me realize who I am.
And for me, listening to K-pop helped me realize who I
Let's go
am.
find it.
No joking. That's how I realized I was trans.
You think her room
It's
is
something
still
that
locked?
is
No,
pretty
it
obvious looking back on it.
I'm not looking
Because
forward to
I
going in there.
like
I know.
wanted to be a
We'll
girl
have to
for like
eventually,
most of my
but I need it
teenage
back.
years. But like it only clicked with me that I'm trans in like 2017. Oh, now I can remember here.
The Ice King finally caught the hag. His furious voice could be heard throughout the forest. For your wickedness, you will be eternally bound to the lake. What? No way.
They're so
Quiet,
cute
let
as
me
children.
finish. You will no longer be allowed to leave.
I mean, they're
Not
so
even
cute
on
as
the full moon.
adults.
Moonlight was imprisoned in the lake, and she never again tried to escape. And then the title. What do you think? Not bad, right?
I guess that's okay. But I would have changed the end.
What? No way.
Also, they were very creative kids who
Totally forgot
created
about him.
stories as
That's
kids.
because it was dangerous to mention his name. He was too powerful.
So where is their mom's room then? Is that it?
Hold up.
What?
Remember this?
Unfortunately.
You must solve my riddle to earn the right to enter the princess's sanctum.
Nothing a good hard shove won't take care of.
I mean, yes, we could brute force it, but it might be kind of fun to finally solve it, right?
We have different definitions of the word fun.
Okay, well, if we break it, we're just gonna have to fix it for the sale. So let's at least try not to. You have the Book of Goblins?
Yep.
Oh,
Hand it
what am
over.
I gonna have to do now?
What are you looking for?
The image on the door. It's making me think of a story from the book. One that Marianne wrote.
You have a way better memory than me.
Well,
I think that's a
Book of Goblins
trans
was
thing.
My creation.
And you'll never let anyone
For
forget
some
it.
reason. Apparently LGBT people are more
Here it
likely
is.
to have
The one
problems
about the
with
princess's
memory.
party. Give it a read. I think the symbols may represent something in the story.
Really?
First ghost
Okay,
memories,
I'm not really
now storybook puzzles.
not
What a
really
weird
that
day.
invested right now.
What a
I
weird
like
childhood.
the
Touche.
supernatural stuff with them being able to hear each other, but I wish it focused more on that. So the princess walked alone without help until she was hopeless lost in the big forest. Exhausted, she pressed on with no idea where she was heading as the hunter drew ever closer, dogged in his pursuit. She continued this way until she heard a heavy croaking far off to her left, so clear and loud that the princess immediately made for the source of the noise. Okay, the creature began to jump every which way. What are you doing? Okay, what? Oh my god, I so don't really give a shit. Okay, so it's frog. I guess the first one would be frog. Okay, let's go with that, I guess. Piercing eye. Honestly, this story that I'm skimming over reminds me of one story that I loved reading as a kid. It's called The Boy, the Dog, the Kitty, and the Little Frog. It's such a fucking cool story and I love it. And that's one of the things definitely that influenced me as a kid to be much more loving of animals. Man, I should at some point reread that story because I freaking love it. Okay, so how am I supposed to know which one story did she write? I honestly have no idea whatsoever. Okay, let's see. The Princess Party, the Princess and the Two Thieves. Oh my god, I'm so not really wanting to do that. I just cannot be bothered. I guess you probably have to hit all of them, but like to do that without finding out the code, it would take me like how much? It's not 15 tries. I think it might be 15 actually. Okay, so I guess let's do that like that. Okay, so it's not that. It's not that. It's not that. It's not that. Okay, it's not that. 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 Oh, okay. Why couldn't you at least give me the correct story, goddammit? How am I supposed to know who the fuck wrote which? I think it should be The Princess and the Two Thieves. I would guess that one. Wise Princess in a big wooden house. One winter, when Snow Blanket was disappearing from her house, it was not much at first, only a few fruits and nuts and eggs vanishing during the night. Maybe it's the birds, yada yada yada. I'm not really seeing anything about the code. Okay, how am I supposed to know? The two thieves spat and smirked. A friend, what is that? Yada yada yada. Cry again. For now, she understood the two creatures were not as lonely as she was here in the big wooden house, but they had been lonely since they were born. No. God damn it.
You sure you're gonna be able to crack it?
No. I need some help.
I, need some help.
I've got a few ideas.
Okay, I read the story. What was I supposed to get from that?
Look at the wheels. The symbols are the same as the animals in the story.
Yeah. And the princess had to guess who'd given her the presents.
Yes,
Wait. Wait, what? I read the story. Oh, I'm a moron. Okay, so it is this one. Once upon a time in a deep and ancient forest, the princess was melancholy. What? Because it was 1 year anniversary of when she had run away from the home. Sensing her sadness, her forest friends showed up at her door. They were headed by the pelican Pios, the attentive and unorganized by the moose, stalwart and farsighted. The old bear was there with his claws so sharp, as well as the big frog prattling away. Even the haughty muskrat, who mostly came out at night, had come. The bear invited her to ride on his back, promising no wolf would harry her path. And then the animals led her to a fairy glen where a fabulous party had been prepared. There was a buffet of seafood the pelican had served from her never-emptying beak. The air was filled with winking fairy lights the moose had arranged after clouds filled the sky, and the gregarious frog mixed up fizzing drinks. Only the muskrat had done nothing in particular, mooching off everyone else's hard work. The princess had a very good time at her party, such a good time that she forgot to say thank you to any of her friends. Noticing this, the fairies devised a bit of mischief. When the princess went to open her gifts, she found 3 identical boxes at the edge of the glen. Puzzled, she returned back and gasped the entire party had vanished. "Because you have taken your friends for granted," called the naughty fairies, "we have hidden them from you. But we like games. Guess who has given you each of these presents and you'll get your friends back." The princess opens the first box. Inside there was a torch, which, when later, revealed the truth. Said Princess. "Someone wants to make sure I don't get lost in the woods when it's dark, and that always see right from wrong. Which of my friends would give me a gift like that?" She opened the second box. Inside there was a magic sword, which would leap right out of the bear's hands to defend him. Said the princess. "Someone wants to make sure I am protected if I am ever under a threat. Which of my friends would give me a gift like that?" She opened the third box. Inside there was a bag of coins that always provided money if it was for something the bear truly needed. Said the princess. "Someone wants to make sure I have money to buy food when I'm hungry, and clothes when I'm cold. Which of my friends would give me a gift like that?" The princess thought about her friends, and then she smiled certainly. "Fairies," she said. "I may have been thoughtless, but I appreciate all that my friends have given to me, and all that they have done for me." She gave her answers, and the vexed fairies were forced to restore the party in a flash of colorful light. One by one, she gave the animals a hug and thanked them for the presents, the party, and all they had done to help her since she'd moved into the forest. And that is how the princess celebrated her first anniversary in the woods.
Bet we have to do the same thing.
I think I got it.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom, Master Allison.
Okay, so first was the torch. I have no idea, to be honest. I think it would be the muskrat first. The second is the protection, so I think it's the bear. And for the third one, I don't know. Isn't it? Okay, so I'm pretty sure the protection thing is the bear. For that, I'm 100% sure. Pelican, pious and attentive, organized by the moose, stalwart and farsighted. I think the first one might be the moose. And the third one was... I don't know, honestly. I think the first one is the moose. Let's try the moose on the first one.
I think I'm just gonna force this open.
You sure? We're not in a rush, and we'll have to fix it.
No, I want to solve the puzzle.
Alright, one more try.
Yay! I actually goddamn guessed it. And it wasn't an accident, like, I figured it out. Like, the bear obviously was the protective thing.
And boom.
The moose, I
We're
decided it's because it mentioned farsightedness. So it had something to do with looking, and in the story it was about a torch that would help you see. It's just for the pelican at the end, I don't really see how it works. I guess because pelicans carry food in their mouth or something? That might be it. I don't know.
After so many years, I expected this to feel more, you know, like a win.
Speak for yourself. I'm the one who solved the riddle.
Why do I feel like you're not gonna let me forget that?
Because I want. How the fuck did that turn on, by the
Where do you
way?
think we should start looking?
I don't know. Where in this mess would she stash someone else's personal thoughts?
Under the bed? Oh, I can remember.
I just can't get through. Whatever's going on, they won't let me in. They used to tell me everything, but they shut me out, Tessa.
Because you
They
started to
shut me
become
out.
a bad parent.
I've had so much on my plate lately, and
That's not an excuse to be a bad parent.
they're convinced I'm the enemy, and I don't know why.
I do know why. It's pretty fucking obvious
I need
why.
them. I need my goblins.
I remember now. We heard her crying. We listened through the door.
Seeing her like this, as if she's still here,
It really sucks.
she was
I'm sorry
really
for the
coming
animal
to
noises in the
us, you know.
background. For some reason, our two dogs are just going insane right now. In 3 a.m. in the morning. Hey, another collectible item.
So she was standing here, spying.
She always had to have a picture of us close by.
Why this picture, though? I mean, do you see the expression on our faces?
She always had to have a picture of us close by. Oh, this explains a lot.
They're mostly full. She was too stubborn to take medication.
Has everything in this house been left the way it was in that day that their mom died? Because I'm getting that impression from it.
It's here. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Do you think she read it?
Of course. She was nosy as hell.
Again, I know another person like that. I wonder how long is this episode going to be? Because it's been a little bit over an hour. Virtue Seekers Youth Camp. Raising your transgender child. She definitely knew. Then why did she react like that?
Tyler. Tyler,
What?
look.
Virtue Seekers Youth Camp.
What? Where did you find that?
It was on her desk with her papers.
Seriously? Are you fucking kidding me?
Look, we gotta be really careful not to overthink this.
But it doesn't make any sense. She was mad, right? She was mad I cut my hair. She attacked me because I cut my hair.
She was mad and she attacked you. We both saw it.
Yeah?
Then what is this shit?
I don't know. I don't know. Tyler, come here.
Okay, I guess that's what their memory is gonna have to do with.
When I
What exactly
finally
happened
made
back
sense
then?
of a few things.
Well, that was your first mistake. Thinking the world made any kind of sense. "10 years in the grave, And she's still finding new ways to piss us off.
Yeah. I think I need some air.
Okay, now I'm getting a little intrigued in the story. Now I definitely want to know what happened, actually. Is this the end of the episode? That would be way too short. It's not even 2 hours. I mean, it's barely an hour and a half, if that. I don't think it's the end of the episode. It's too early. It needs to be at least 2 hours long, and especially because it's 3 episodes, I feel like it's going to be
really sure?
3 hours long, at least.
I am. Do it. Okay. Here we go.
Jeez.
Whoa. Is it all gone? Yeah.
Okay. That's basically how my hair looks right now.
It looks amazing. Really?
It's just, for me, it's parted in the middle, not
can't
on
wait
the
to
side.
Show Mom. She's been so sad lately. More than sad. She's been scary.
Depressed?
Yeah, but not tonight though. It was almost like a party.
Aww.
Thank you, Allison. You don't have to thank me. You're my sister. I feel more like your brother. Brother, sister, we look out for each other. But I'm pretty sure I just gave you a really bad haircut.
It looks fine. I find the hair sticking
Mom?
out in every direction to be cooler than it just being flat. Ooh. I love the atmosphere right now with the rain outside. Damn, this game is so beautiful. Honestly, I want a Walking Dead game with this kind of graphics. What is happening? Wait, is he wearing the exact same clothes as he did when that happened?
Mom?
What the fuck is happening?
Oh no. No, 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 no. This is wrong. This is all wrong.
Wait! Stop!
What are you doing? What? Why the fuck was she carrying a gun? Is she gonna fucking shotgun her child? I'm so confused right now. I don't think that's what she would do. It feels like it comes a little out of nowhere. She's clearly saying that this is wrong, but I feel like she was... I don't know. It doesn't necessarily make sense that she would shotgun her child. I feel like that's a little bit too far to be believable.
Me too.
I think it's more of a misunderstanding. I think right now I'm of that opinion.
Yeah, well, she should have asked. I wasn't some goddamn research project. I was her child.
About the book.
Raising your transgender child? Do you even know how rare these books were in 2005?
Oh, I actually didn't think about it.
Was she trying to figure out how to support me?
I completely forgot that that was set in 2005.
She wasn't trying. She never...
It doesn't make sense. I know.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You cutting your hair was what set her off, right?
Allison, she read my diary. She already knew. It wasn't my hair. And if we were wrong about that... Fuck.
You think she read it. It's possible she never even opened the diary, and that things are exactly like we always thought they were.
But if she did, and they aren't...
God, Tyler. Sure. I mean, we could have been wrong. But what good does it do to ask the question now?
You mean other than not having to live with the thought that my mom tried to kill me for being me?
Tyler, I know you want there to be something to find. Something that'll make it all make sense. But she was unhinged. Something that'll make it all make sense.
Sorry, I was trying to shut up the dogs, but they
was
won't shut up.
unhinged.
So that's it then. She was crazy. Nothing else to say.
I mean, I agree she
Think we'd be better off
seems
if
to
we
have
continued.
some loose
Why don't we
screws,
talk to a few
but
people who knew her?
there's
See if that
definitely
book makes
something
any
we're
sense to them.
missing.
People don't want to talk about Marianne. They pretend like that night never happened.
Okay, the story is starting to actually become a little more interesting right now.
What about Tessa? She was Marianne's closest friend. Let's ask her about it.
Sure. But I'll warn you, she's... particularly touchy about this subject.
Well, maybe she'll talk to me. I was always her favorite.
Operative word was. But we need to go by the store anyway. To get a few things for the repairs.
Great. 2 seagulls, 1 stale hunk of bread.
I'm not sure I like that analogy.
Listen, I know you don't want to keep
With the
talking
kind
about
of
this.
person that
But you're
Tyler is,
obviously
it
not
makes
gonna
sense
be
that he would
satisfied
use
until
that
we
kind
do.
of idiom compared
So
to
let's talk.
2 birds with 1 stone. Why was the house sale?
So, I was thinking... Do we need to be in such a rush to sell this place?
Oh my god, Tyler. Really?
What? Everything we thought we knew about Marianne just got thrown out the window.
Maybe it did. Or maybe nothing's changed.
Okay,
and we
why
dug
is
up that
Allison
nightmare
so
for no
adamant
reason.
that
So
their
it's
mom
not worth
did
the
what
risk
she
to you?
did?
Not if it means
While
throwing
Tyler
away
is
all
the
our
one who
plans.
is questioning
Your
it.
plans.
You would think it
It's
would be
your
the
plan
other
to
way
sell the
around.
house.
I guess
Your plan to
maybe
go to jail.
Tyler feels
Me?
guilty for
I'm just looking for some
uh,
goddamn peace of mind.
How
for
about
what their mom did
we start digging
in
without
being
putting
trans,
off the
because
sale?
being transgender is
It
what
seems like we
kicked
need
it
more
off.
time.
If he wasn't
We'll talk about
trans,
it then.
she wouldn't have done what she did, and he wouldn't have killed her. So maybe that's why he doesn't. As a way to not feel guilt about it, maybe he's questioning whether she was genuinely bad or not. Is something wrong?
You've been on edge all day. Is there something more going on with you?
It's nothing.
Pretty sure it's not nothing. And I'd like us to be on the same page.
I thought we were on the same page.
This is so weird,
this
being
place
able
as
to look
quick as
around during
possible
scenes
and
like
move on.
this.
Look, I've already explained why this is so important to me. Why are you still dragging your feet?
It's just with the way you avoided this place for the last 3 years, I thought you wouldn't want to spend any extra time here.
Oh. So that's what this is about.
Maybe a little. Yeah. It's just... You graduated 3 years ago.
And you never came to
And this
visit
is
me.
the first time we've seen each other in person.
It's not that I didn't want to see you. I just
Damn, that's a
wasn't
tall
ready to
mountain.
be Tyler in Delos Crossing.
I tried to visit you. I tried to go to your fireweed graduation. I wanted to bake you a crappy boxed cake and take awkwardly posed photos.
I know.
But you shut me out. All I got was non-responses and half-assed evasions.
Damn, what is with people in Life is Strange, in Don't Not games, and them ghosting other people? I was hiding from everyone.
Look, I didn't want to see anyone.
The hell was
I
that?
just started testosterone. And, oh god, I had the worst acne. My emotions were all over the place, and the smells... Allison, the smells... Men smell bad.
I know. I've dated a few.
Look, I need.
Yeah, in comparison to
to
females,
figure
we
my shit out
we
before
do.
I asked anyone else to
And
try.
I say we because I
Does that make sense?
still present for the most part as a guy.
Yeah, it does.
At least for now. We have a plan?
So, we have a plan?
Yep. We ask around about Marianne, but we also stick to our repair schedule.
Sounds good to me.
Let's go then.
Ollie's diary. It's been a long time since I heard that name.
Was I the only one who ever called you that?
Actually, no. I used it at Fireweed for a while, until I settled on Tyler. Most people were pretty chill about the switch. Not everyone, though.
Also, his name is
I
not
had a mentee who
originally
refused to call
Ollie.
me Tyler. He didn't want my help.
And,
He didn't want anyone's help.
so I guess he originally wasn't called
I like the
Ollie,
name Tyler, by the way.
Thanks.
but he used that name for a while and then decided on Tyler. That's what I'm saying, like, because of things like this, because you might not be satisfied with the name you choose at first, I feel like it's better off to just stick with with the opposite sex version of the name that you already have. It's simple, you don't have to think about it too much, and it's easier for everybody around you. Like, at the end of the day, do what you want to do, but that's just my opinion. Mom and Allison argued again. At least I'm not the only one Mom is screaming at now. Mom almost seemed jealous we didn't tell her what we were planning to do in the forest. Ollie thinks we should tell her about our voice. I think she knows already. Mom seemed really upset when I asked her to join the hockey team. Like it's wrong for me to play a boys sport. I'm going to keep asking. I will try again next week. She said no again. I'm so mad at her. Why does she always say no? Why doesn't she ever let me do what I want to do? Allison and I started writing a story. Well, Allison did. She didn't like it when I tried to change anything. Why can't one of the goblins be a boy goblin? Saw Star Wars yesterday at Bobby's place. Look was so great, but Mom found out we watched it and got so mad. She said it glorified war? What? Would Mom be happier if I could do what she wanted me to? When she looks at me, she just doesn't see me. I wish I could show her. I wish I could make her understand. I think she doesn't want to. Allison told me again that it was my fault Mom got angry at us. She is such a suck-up. Mom's barely said anything to us in a few days. Alice said she saw her throwing away pages from the Book of Goblins. Okay, so how does that make any sense? Okay, right now, Allison is the one who hates her mom, while Tyler is the one who's questioning what happened back then. Well, back then, she was closer to her mom than Tyler was. I mean, I guess it makes sense, like, Allison might feel bad about being supportive or closer to her mom and not supportive enough of her brother back then, so now she hates her because of that. While Tyler has the opposite reaction, where he feels guilty that his mom did what she did because of him, so now he's trying to find a way that in which he's not guilty for what she did. Because of course he's not guilty, by the way. Him being trans is not something that that is, how to say it, like, him being trans is not, does not justify you wanting to kill your child. Do this, do that. I'm sick of her voice, and I'm sick of that dumb name too. I'm Ollie the Goblin.
a bad view, right?
I forgot how beautiful it is.
Remember that time we tried to cross the lake after it froze over?
Oh yeah, how can I forget? Marianne lectured us for an hour.
Well, she wasn't wrong, at least.
Yeah.
It was really dangerous. If we'd fallen in, no more goblins.
We grew up on this lake. We know how to spot thin ice.
Oh, I don't. And I still did it.
I think I'd like to end up somewhere like this. Just not here.
Somewhere with more trees than people?
Exactly.
Same for me,
Just
actually.
Go into it with a little more
If
of a
I
plan than
end up
Marianne
making enough money through my life, I will buy a house in the countryside, but I would still install every single form of modern technology. Plus, I want a pool, my own personal pool, which I want to be at least a few meters deep, like 4 or 5. I don't like the idea of it being just like 2 meters deep at most. I want it to be super deep so I can dive.
Already working on it. With my degree, it'll be easy to get a job as a ranger.
After you spend a little time in Juneau?
Still a maybe on that one. Nice ring. Gift from your boyfriend?
Come on. I told you I'm not with anyone right now. Don't rub it in.
Why does it look familiar?
It was a gift from Eddie. He had them both made at the same time.
Both? Oh, wait.
Yeah. This ring is supposed to be linked to the one Eddie had made for you. You know, twins rings. Something like that.
Oh, that's a little weird, but also kind of cool.
Pretty much how I
Still
feel about
got
it.
Right here in my pocket.
Nice try, but not today.
Nah, not today.
Maybe another time, though. If you squint, you can almost forget Delos Crossing's only a few miles away.
I'm sure Marianne tried to.
Can't blame her.
We're headed there for supplies later. You ready for that?
Yeah, but I was really enjoying a day without assholes.
Just a little longer, and every day will be asshole-free.
That might be asking a lot.
Okay, can we leave now?
Alright. I think that's enough time enjoying the view.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but...
Yeah, I know. I was the one all eager to go, and then I started waxing poetic about the landscape.
Go ahead. I'll catch up. Need to respond to a message.
My sister, the social butterfly.
Seems we got a trespasser.
What the fuck?
Wait, what?
You got 5 seconds to talk me into defending my property.
Your property?
Your property?
5, 4.
I'm Tyler.
Don't know any Tylers. 3, 2.
Sam!
Ellie? What are you doing out here, girl?
This is our house.
Was I talking to you?
Shut up.
Sam, put the gun down. This is Tyler. My brother.
Your brother? Oh, shit.
Oh, is he gonna be...
I guess I heard about all that, but I never...
I'm waiting to see whether they're gonna make an asshole character.
You look like a real man.
So do you, Sam.
You know what I mean. I just didn't know they could make a woman look so much like a man.
What do I want to say? I am a man.
Not a woman who looks like a man, Sam. A man. A real man, just like you.
Oh, shit. Guess I'm the asshole again.
No.
You gotta excuse us old guys.
I really don't.
Come on. You kids keep changing the rules. You can't expect us to keep up.
Just respect the people are who they say they are. It's not hard.
No, it ain't hard, but it just takes some getting used to.
We'll get used to it, because we aren't going anywhere.
Hell yeah. Okay, he's being surprisingly reasonable if I gotta be honest.
What are you doing here exactly?
Oh,
I'm not sure how I feel about them making
kinda keeping an eye on
the
this
trans
place
person be the asshole in the
Patching the
conversation.
roof, checking pipes, and all that stuff.
Thank you, Sam.
Oh, yeah, it's that's no big deal. I just, you know, your mama, she was
She's a special lady. She deserved much better than, you know, what you got.
What's that supposed to mean, Sam?
Didn't you used to help Mary Ann with repairs and building projects?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, seeing as your mom had never had a man around, I just took it on
Do you really have to rub it in his face, goddammit?
How antiquated of you.
Thanks. I guess you two are still aiming to sell the place?
That's the plan. Which, by the way, we need your keys.
Since apparently you went and changed the locks?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But, selling your mother's house? Are you sure? Bad or good? It's all you've got left of her.
Good point. A few bad memories too.
Not all. I'm sure the gun she tried to kill us with is still somewhere in there.
Tyler!
What?
What Tyler means is, a fresh start is what we both need.
Of course. This place has got to be full of all kinds of bad memories. But maybe some good ones too?
Maybe. Oh, we can even talk like this? What? That's cool.
That's all you think.
Now I really hope Jacksepticeye plays this.
I guess I could ask him a few more questions.
Okay.
What are you guys doing? It's gotta be so obvious.
How well did you know her?
Not as well as I thought. When I heard what happened that night, well, I figured people were bullshitting me.
It really surprised you, didn't it?
Much as anything ever has. Other folks say they saw it coming. Not me.
Did you help with her door?
Her door?
The puzzle on her bedroom door.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you two kept sneaking in, giving her no privacy.
Why would you just put a lock on it? Why do you need a puzzle?
You ever solve it?
Yep. Better late than never, I guess.
Never solved it myself. I mean, not that I wanted to.
He probably did.
So, guess you know all your mama's secrets now, huh?
Well, she may have one or two left.
Let's go.
We should get going.
That's all you think we'll get out of him?
Yeah. Why are you asking? Why are you making me tell that he's drunk?
He's too wasted to be of any more help.
I'll tell him to get a move on then. Well, we've got a supply run to make, and Uncle Eddie's expecting a visit. So.
Right. Yeah, of course. Get going, you two.
Sam? We all gotta get going.
Oh. Of course. Of course, yeah, I got lots to do myself. Lots of to-dos on old Sam's list. And you don't want to keep Brown waiting, you know?
Thanks for looking out for this place.
Yeah, now it makes sense why
Happy
it's
to do
so
it.
pristine and clean and pretty much still there.
Don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything. Anything at all. You hear?
Sure. You seem like a reasonable person. I wish more people were like him, actually, but...
Sam?
Apparently the world has gone fucking
Sam?
insane.
The keys?
Because...
Oh, yeah.
Characters like this...
Of course, yeah, they're yours.
Are much more reasonable than actual people in real life.
This place...
I don't know how that happened,
meant
but...
a lot to your mother.
Hey. I honestly
felt like
feel like complaining about it being unrealistic.
It's like some part of her
Because
is
most
alive
people
here
are
still.
actually assholes, and this guy seems very reasonable.
Hopefully the house doesn't turn out to be a murderous psycho
He's
that tries to
ignorant a
kill
little
us in our
bit, but he's
sleep,
not an
huh?
asshole about it.
Yeah. Well, take care of yourself. Both of you.
Hey, so we really do have a lot to do.
Okay, go on. I'll be right behind you.
What the hell is his jacket doing? Okay, I think this is a good little place to break a little bit because I've been playing for like an hour and a half and I need a little bit of a rest to drink up, eat something quickly. So yeah, for you I'm gonna be back in a second, but for me it's gonna be a little bit, so yeah, I'm gonna be back in a second. Okay, we're back. Let's continue and hopefully finish the first episode in the next hour or so. What the hell is this dude? He definitely doesn't feel like somebody you would see there. I didn't expect to see these kind of cool, hip, young people. But I guess there's always the odd person out.
Ready to Veni Vidi Vici?
I'm ready to talk to Tessa.
It's Veni Vidi Vici, I think. And I don't really remember
Just
what that means.
Try to keep in mind that your memory of her is 10 years out of date.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be if she reached out to me while I was in Fireweed, which she didn't.
Do we get to walk
So I'm
around
guessing
now?
this is my home?
Oh, I love that. Okay, I'm definitely enjoying this a lot. With the fact that there's a transgender character in this, I just cannot not experience, like, have this feeling when I'm playing as a female
Hey,
character.
Hey, isn't it your day off?
Yep, we're here as patrons. Tyler, meet Michael. This is the annoying coworker I was telling you about.
I was there for your introduction to marshmallow vodka and wine coolers, and I've only worked my way up to annoying coworker. Rude.
Don't worry, she told me exactly how miserable she'd be in this town without you.
It's so good to finally meet you. The Tyler talk goes on 24/7, so I feel like I already know you. So, you here to grab some stuff for the homestead, or?
Yeah, we decided it'd be easiest if we just stayed out there. We'll get it cleaned up faster if we literally cannot escape it.
Hey, I'm all for efficiency. Cannot wait for us to get out of here.
What's that?
Michael is moving to Juneau too. We were thinking of being roommates.
Oh, okay.
Thinking about it? You'd better not be backing out on me. The only thing that gets me up some mornings is marking one more day off the calendar.
Okay,
Don't
what
worry,
is with
she
people
won't.
in
We'll
Life
get
is
the
Strange,
house sold, and you
or
guys
should I say
can
Don't
move
Not
on.
Games, wanting to leave the shitty
There
small
could be
town
room
that
for
they
you
live
too.
in?
For sure. The more Ronins, the merrier. I'm studying to be a chef, so, you know it'll be good eating. And hey,
Like,
only
I don't
snowed during
mind that,
allergy
that's a
season.
relatable thing
And
for somebody like me, but still.
How can I say no to that?
You okay?
Dead on my feet, girl. Got up at 4 to fish before work. It's been a day.
Oh, you like to fish?
Yeah, There's this spot called Buzzard Hole I go to at least twice a week. It's like an hour drive, but it's so chill, especially first thing in the morning.
Shut up. I used to go there all the time.
For real?
Yeah.
Hey, well, if you want to go sometime, holler at me. I don't mind sharing.
Cool. Most guys I know get all Smeagol about their fishing spots.
Oh, look at you two. Bonding over the most slow and boring way to kill an animal.
She's just jealous because she couldn't catch a fish, even if she filled the lake with cyanide first.
Never mind. Tyler, we better get started with our shopping.
Yeah, I'll be around if you need anything.
I like this guy. Right now, I do relate to Allison a little bit more in this current situation. Oh, wait.
I want to have the crispy tocino, and noodles and spring rolls. And can we get the coconut cake for dessert?
Easy, easy, my hungry goblins. We have to leave some food for the other customers.
So, as I was saying, I'm definitely now relating to Allison a lot in this situation because I don't really give a shit about fishing. I've enjoyed it sometimes, but it's not something that I'm like, oh, I have to do this. It's so fun.
She still make those?
It's casually fun. I wouldn't mind doing it, but
Tehran?
Right.
Plus, I
No,
prefer
I'm pretty sure she made them
fishing
special for
with something that I don't know the English word for, but it's basically a net with a bow of steel or I don't know what's the word for it either at the end, which makes it fall deeper. But yeah, it's basically a net with a bow at the end that makes it fall down into the river to the bottom. Because when I do it with that, I don't have to touch worms. Okay, this game definitely feels a little bit more open world.
Well, hello, Miss Ronan. Did you forget something in the office?
No, just doing some shopping. You remember my brother, Tyler?
Brother?
Your brother? Oh, right, Tyler. What a pleasant surprise.
Didn't Allison tell you I'd be by today?
Yes, I think she did. I just didn't expect to see such a
handsome man.
A young man.
Well, I did shower this morning.
Did you just get back into town?
Okay, I'm surprised by how reasonable these people are.
At the old house, but surprise,
Genuinely, honestly.
After 10 years of sitting empty,
I expected
it was missing a few
there
things,
to be much more
hence the supply run.
Ah, right.
outrageous
Well, we'll get you set right up.
reactions by these people.
It must be nice to be home.
I don't know if
I'm not sure nice is the word for
this
it.
is too unrealistic because
course.
it's too safe, like they're not
I'd
showing the
assume
outrageous
being there feels
reactions.
Complicated.
Or if this is true and just
That's
I'm noticing
one
in
way
real
to
life
describe
the
it.
more outrageous
Well,
reactions.
don't
I
let
don't
me
know.
keep you any longer.
It could be
I'll
either of
be here
those.
if you need anything.
Oh, hey, is
But I would
Tessa
say this
around
is
today?
definitely better
my wife's not
execution
in.
over what they did
I'm
with
sure
Life
she'll
is
be around
Strange
later,
2.
though.
Okay, so we need candles and an all-purpose cleaner.
Plus snacks and drinks. I'm starving.
Okay, so what is my objective now? Shop for candles, cleaning supplies, snacks and drinks. So candles. Candles.
Any drink preferences?
Soda.
Grape soda?
Oh yeah, I forgot that was your favorite.
I was thinking more of like cola or something. Coke.
Michael,
I don't know what
you
it's
want me to
called
pick
in
up some
English.
birch syrup for you?
Is that some roundabout way of asking me to make you two my world famous pancakes?
Ooh, busted.
Let's see. Fresh cut peonies, triple layered chocolate chip. Plain candles are fine.
Oh, those are candles? I didn't even realize that. Okay, so cleaning supplies.
Hey Tyler, candy or chips?
You know I got a sweet tooth, sis.
I'll go with chips. I prefer chips.
I'll take the chips.
Oh no, that's gonna be a choice that's gonna change the whole outcome of the game.
Man, I wish
Why
we
did I
had
choose
toaster.
that?
We could stock up on frozen waffles.
Oh my god. What else was it? Drinks and cleaning supplies. Cleaning supplies, cleaning supplies, cleaning supplies, cleaning supplies.
Hey Tyler, remember the Trout King?
Yeah, I saw it. I thought Tom might have retired him by now.
You kidding? He never misses a chance to tell customers he won a trout derby.
It was a 12-pounder.
Jesus. Okay, fish, 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 fish. Can I talk to you?
Ew.
Inventory, huh?
Yeah. My mind is so numb right now. Anyway, how's the shopping spree going? Finding everything you need?
This place is a mess.
I don't know who arranged all the shelves today, but they're a total mess.
Are you coming for me, Ronan? Do I have to remind you of the great spreadsheet disaster of 2014, huh?
We don't talk about that. I just made one tiny function mistake.
Which wound up in the store almost ordering $10,000 worth of tampons.
You really saved my ass when you caught that.
Yep, and you still owe me for it. Anyway, how's your day going?
We found something.
We found some stuff in Marianne's room that really threw us for a loop.
Do you want to talk about it?
Sure.
I do, but not here. And I think it also might not be my story to tell. But maybe all of us can hang out later and you can get the whole messy story.
Oh yeah,
All
I
right.
would love to see more of this guy. This
I'll
guy is
be here
cool.
if you need me.
Okay, cleaning supplies.
Any opinion on cleaning products?
Only that using them is an unfortunate way to spend an afternoon.
I don't care.
Organic's better. Okay, I think we're done here.
Tom will ring us up at the counter.
Will that be all?
Yes. Thank you, Tom. Oh, hi, Tessa. We were just meaning to come talk to you.
Hi, Tessa. Long time no see.
My God, you look like a completely different person.
Well,
It's me. Plus beard.
yeah.
Yes.
So we were out at the old house today.
Heavens, why would you go there? Surprised it's even still standing.
We found some stuff in Mary Ann's room that took us by surprise.
Oh, really?
We want to ask you some questions about her. You're the only person who might have known Mary Ann better than us.
I don't know about that. It's been a decade, kids.
Man, the voice acting in this
I
one
know,
is really,
but I need to
really
ask.
What is it?
fitting for the how the characters look.
Did she ever talk about me being a boy?
No. It never came up. I found out much later, just like everybody else.
Marianne was obviously concerned. She really didn't confide in you at all?
Your mother was intensely private. She didn't need anyone else, and she made that clear.
But this was about Tyler. She was always willing to ask for help when it came to us.
Not at the end. Look, I have a lot on my plate today. I'm sorry. My advice to you would be to try to move on.
Well, that's exactly what
not
I
that
was
easy.
trying to do. But it just came up right now.
What happened that night? You can't understand something like that, but it was God's plan.
See, is it
That's all
so
we can
hard to
know.
be a
I need to go now.
religious person who doesn't
Best of
hate
luck to
trans
you,
people?
Truly.
I'm honestly loving this
What
game
the
and
hell
how
is
it
that?
shows everything.
told you she
But
wouldn't
I'm
talk.
fearing that it might be a little bit too idealistic.
Training.
Because
Something's
all the
weird here.
people in this game are
It's
so
weird,
reasonable
right?
and don't give a shit about the fact that
Yeah, I feel it too.
he's trans.
It's like
And I wish it
someone's
was that
taking
way
my
in
time.
real life. And maybe it is. Maybe my perception of America has been screwed with because of all these MAGA idiots. Ooh, there's a memory here. There it is.
Hey guys, you all done yet?
Yeah, Mom. Can we go outside while you and Tessa play cards?
I'm afraid there's no time for games today, sweetie. Now let's go.
Marianne, can you come here?
Sorry, Tessa, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Oh, what's your excuse this time? Emergency repairs for the beaver dam?
Tessa, look.
No, I don't want to hear it. I want to talk to you now. Or do I need to start calling in your dads?
What?
Huh. I'd completely forgotten about that.
I remember it, but not exactly like that. Here, let's see if we can call up my version.
Oh,
okay?
what? We're gonna see different versions now?
Mom? Can we go outside while you and Tessa play cards?
No, there's no time for games today.
Marianne, can we talk?
Huh.
No,
Interesting.
we can't. Just leave the groceries, kids. Let's go.
Don't. Please, let's just talk for a few minutes. Okay?
This actually seems a little more
Remember that
realistic.
slightly
It feels
differently.
correct.
I guess that makes sense. Rashomon, you know?
Because in
But
the other
whatever
one,
happened, after that,
Tessa
they walked to the counter,
acts
and
a
then
little
Marianne lashed out at
off.
Tessa, right?
No. Marianne defended us because Tessa got all preachy.
Which is it going to be?
How... Allison's memory.
I want to talk to you now. Or do I need to start calling in your dads? Please, let's just talk for a few minutes. Okay?
Which is it going to be?
I honestly don't know. As I said, I feel like Tyler's memory feels more like, for what we know about all the characters, it feels like exactly how everybody will act in that situation. But there's also the unreasonable part about the groceries.
No, Tessa was. She went all Jack Thompson on her.
I want to talk to you now. Or do I need to start calling in your dads?
Honestly, don't know.
Which is it going to be?
Give me a second, okay?
Please, let's just talk for a few minutes. Okay?
You hearing this? Marianne was looking for a fight.
Please, let's
Yeah, I think
just
I'm gonna
talk for a few
choose
minutes.
Tyler's.
Please, let's just talk for a few minutes. Okay? Please, Marianne, I'm just trying.
Stay away from my children. They don't need your guidance.
I'm just trying to help.
I don't need help. Not from you, not from anyone else in this fucking town. I'm done with all of you.
You're done with the food I give you? The fuel? Maybe you are, but the kids
Are my children, Tessa. Mine. Not yours.
Please, let's not do this here.
What does that have to do with anything?
Fine. Okay. You two, wait here.
Okay, we just had a big choice. I feel like this might be the end of the episode. Or very close to it, at least.
I'm still skeptical, but okay. For now, let's say Marianne was being Marianne. But once they got into the office, they both went at it. Hard.
What do you think they were arguing about? Me?
Don't know.
I don't think so.
was
It seems like there's
impossible hear
more
anything
to it,
after she
like...
cranked up the music. But hey, now that we know she was lying to our faces, let's ask her.
It seems like the mom had debts because she probably was poor or something, and Tessa was helping out by giving free food and all other things like that.
Is there something I can do for you?
Earlier you said Marianne kept everything to herself. But you two had a big fight a few months before her death, didn't you?
We argued all the time. You'll have to be more specific.
This wasn't about who cheated at Canasta. This was intense. You locked yourselves in the office so we couldn't hear.
I'm sorry. It was a long time ago. Now, I was in the middle of something.
Okay. We'll leave you to it. Damn it.
think she knows more than she's letting on.
Yeah, we already know that.
Duh. But there's no way to nail her down when we don't even know what we mean.
If we could pinpoint what it was about, she'd be out of excuses.
Sure, but how do we do that? The music was too loud to make out what they were saying.
Marianne and Tessa were obsessed with that song. It was on all the time.
What are you thinking?
We've been getting these visions whenever we see or hear something really emotional. Maybe listening to it will trigger something.
You may be onto something here, Ronan.
Yep.
We can't go back to her with anything.
I like the name Ronan.
We should go talk to
That's
Tom.
a really cool
Make
name,
sure we
by the
build
way.
as strong of a case as possible.
I'm actually gonna write it down and might use it in one of my
Let's see if we
stories
can
that
figure
I
out what song
write.
it was.
I think I'll definitely use it. It's a really cool name. Wait, so what do we have to do now? Ask Tom about the song playing in the memories. Okay.
Hey, Tom.
There's something I can help you with?
How's
Okay,
business?
so the beginning
Oh,
of this
right,
episode,
customers,
like
but
for
that's given us time to
until
finish
we
up the
got to the
inventory.
house and
I
even
think we might
a
close
little
early.
bit as we
Maybe
were going
catch the
around the
final
house,
survival
was
on
a little
slide.
slow and
Don't
uninteresting,
tell
but
Tessa, but I'm rooting for
from the
Butch.
point where we started
She thinks
seeing
he's too
the
cutthroat. I say
memories
that's
and
the
everything
game.
definitely started
You
getting
tried
better
that
and
new
better,
chocolate
and it's
bar
getting
we
even
got in
more
last week?
interesting. I'm definitely getting
no,
more
not
invested
yet.
as
I didn't think
we
I'd
keep
like
going.
it. Habanero and chocolate. But it's not bad. What'll they think up next, huh?
What's next on the campaign trail?
A rally down at the harbor. The fishermen are getting pretty fed up with business as usual. I've got some ideas about how to keep the fish populations up, but also put food on the table. Grab some flyers. Help spread the word.
This might be a weird question, but do you remember the song that Tessa and Marianne used to love? They played it all the time.
How could I forget? I think she's still got the CD back here. A little worse for the wear, of course. Hold on. Here it is. I was happy when it got put away, to be honest. A bit cheesy for my tastes.
This is it, right?
Think so.
Yep, there it is.
Whoa. I just got hit with a flood of memories.
I wonder what's with the
see what
memories
I'm
thing.
seeing?
Why are they not more confused or questioning it at all? Like, I get it, they've had it when they were kids as well, so
Check this one out.
it's not that weird, but they're adults now.
Mom, stop! That's so embarrassing!
Oh, yeah? Tessa, come join me. You know you love this song.
No, I couldn't possibly. Some of us are actually trying to get work done here.
I forgot how carefree she could be.
Yeah. What the hell happened? You think there's more memories lurking around?
I don't know.
The kids keep pestering me for these candies. They're so expensive.
I'll just grab a bag. It's fine.
Oh, no. I can't, Tessa.
It's nothing.
Okay. But write it down in your little notebook.
Okay, okay. Whatever you want.
And I'll be by on Wednesday to help you close, like I promised.
Tessa acted like she was Marianne's mom sometimes.
I think you mean Tessa was self-righteous and treated Marianne like a charity case.
She was trying to help.
We should see if we can find that notebook she was holding. I know Tessa still keeps a bunch of them in here somewhere.
What are you doing here?
I thought you needed help with this.
I needed help 2 hours ago. Have you been drinking?
What? No, I just had a day, okay?
Oh yeah, she's
I
definitely
took a
drunk.
pill. I'm fine.
Marianne.
I said I'm fine.
Kids, come on, let's go.
Wait, please. I have something. Take a look at this when you get home, okay? They can handle this confusion. I've been working with these people for years. They can help.
Did she give her the book?
What do you think that pamphlet was Tessa gave to Marianne?
I don't know. I saw it in Marianne's room. It had a creepy vibe, but I didn't think much about it. It was bad, though. Like, maybe conversion therapy bad.
Oh yeah, I was wondering whether they were gonna bring up that, because there was another book about some kind of camp, and I was like, this is probably a religious camp.
Some hard proof.
Is there something I can do for you?
Hold on. You sure we've seen everything?
I think we've got a good sense of the situation. It's time to confront her.
All right.
We're back, with details that should help your memory.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Marianne was having one of her days. You were trying to talk, but she wasn't cooperating. The two of you started arguing, and you went in the office and cranked up that song you both loved.
And when was that?
Well, our memories don't exactly have timestamps.
How should I fucking know? October? I don't know.
October 2004. That was when she stopped trying to pay her debts, right?
Yes. I don't know why. She always found a way to pay before that. But we never argued about money. I was frustrated, but you can't squeeze blood from a stone.
Yeah, we didn't think you guys were arguing about money.
I don't think she did that. I don't think she did that. I don't really like accusing her of that. You are mad she bailed on you, but I want to question her about that. I think I'm gonna ask it.
We found a pamphlet for conversion therapy in Marianne's bedroom. We think you were the one who gave it to her.
Is that it? Is that why you fought?
I'm sorry. I'm really trying hard, but I just can't remember. Your mother acted erratic for months.
Well, I think
We
that
fought
showed a
many
split in the
times.
memories or something.
It was always about a lot of things.
Can you
She was struggling
speak
with
specifically for fuck's sake,
Did you
Tessa?
try to convince Marianne to send Tyler to some kind of program?
No. And I think you should go now.
Tessa, I'm here to figure out if Marianne tried to kill me because of who I am. Do you get that?
I do. I just...
Then why won't you help me?
I truly don't understand what went on in her mind that day. And it will always be my deepest regret that I didn't see it coming. I hope you find your answers. I really do. I pray every night for you too. But
Okay, so she's religious. Okay.
I have a lot on my
So I
plate
did
right
the
now.
right choice,
So
I feel.
I need to ask you to leave.
Sure, we'd hate to be a burden. Can we have our groceries?
Michael already put them in your trunk.
Okay, thanks. Bye, Tom.
See you later.
Alligator. Wait, that's Florida, not Alaska.
What are you thinking?
Just trying to wrap my brain around all that.
She led us on a bit of a conversational snipe hunt, didn't she?
Yeah, but it's kind of an answer, right? She didn't want to admit what they were fighting about, which makes me think it was me. You spooked her with that talk about the program. I think Marianne really was trying to figure out how to support me before whatever the hell happened
I don't
that pushed
know.
her over the edge.
You may be right.
Okay, I just want to say, I don't know whether that is the case. I understand why Tyler is trying to believe that his mom was actually good, because he feels guilty about being trans, because that is the reason why his mom tried to kill him, or at least that's how I understand it. because that's something that I myself experience. I feel guilty about certain things and about me being trans. Like, for example, I know that my dad wants grandchildren, but the thing is, even if I wasn't trans, for that, at least in that case, even if I wasn't trans, I don't want to have kids really. Although my opinion has changed a little bit in certain ways, I'm a little more open to the idea, but still don't know whether I'm really fully committed to it. And the fact that I'm trans would literally mean that they won't get to have grandchildren. I feel guilty about that because they don't get to experience that. So I understand why Tyler thinks like that. He wants his mom to actually end up being a good person. But I feel like that is blinding him about what really happened. And that's why right now, honestly, I'm more leaning towards Allison's memories. Like, I know I chose Tyler's because that one just makes a little more sense, like, with how everybody reacts and acts in that memory. It fits better, because Tess seems like a nice person, and she's, like, screaming and threatening Marianne, which doesn't seem realistic. I don't think she would do that. But yeah, I still don't know. I think ultimately we'll have to decide who was right or something. I don't know. We'll see how the story is gonna end. But yeah, those are my thoughts right now. I feel like Tyler is trying to desperately find something that excuses his mom because he feels guilty. But I think that's blinding him for the real truth. And the real truth might not be what Allison is remembering either. It might be something completely different, but one thing's for sure, I don't think it's what Tyler thinks it is. At least that's how I feel right now, so who knows, it might change in the future. But yeah, let's continue.
She stood up for me, Allison. She was still crazy Marianne, but she saw me. I feel lighter. Like I've been carrying something around for the last 10 years, and...
It's called guilt.
Now it's gone.
I'm really happy for you.
But...
that just opens a whole new box of Pandora's, doesn't it?
It does. Okay, well, again, there's so many similarities between this and Life is Strange, and that makes sense because it's from the same game makers, but I'm honestly surprised by how much of the things from Life is Strange they are employing in this. It genuinely is, as much as I keep joking about it, it genuinely is a Life is Strange story and game in all but name.
Guess that might have made for some awkward dinner conversation.
Exactly. But I mean, he's a good cop. Thorough. I'm sure he's got something. Let's go.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't mind Don't not keeping these kind of games going, even if they're not in the same universe or whatever. And when they're not in the same universe, it kind of even makes a little bit more sense. Because when they're in the same universe, you have to explain shit, and it doesn't feel as cool or as if you or as unique. Because like, now that we have Life is Strange 2 and the superpower from that, I'm like, oh, apparently superpowers are spawning all around the world or whatever, or at least around the USA.
This is kind of bleak.
It's usually more crowded.
But when it's in its own universe, it just feels a little bit more unique, you know?
There's no crime after 6?
In the mean streets of Delos Crossing? Just bears and drunken disorderlies. And Uncle Eddie can usually handle them on his own.
What a hero.
Anyway, he's probably in his office, upstairs.
So who are we playing as now? It's still Allison.
Damn, they still got this creepy mascot, huh?
What? Officer Justin Beaver is not
Justin
creepy.
Beaver.
He's Delos Crossing's longest serving officer.
Oh, that one's funny. Can we open this? Nope.
Hold on. I want to catch up on...
Of course. It's locked.
Hello, Justin Bieber. I'm the law.
That's still not cleaned up? Assholes. I wonder if the black oyster catchers were still nesting during the too little too late. 100% college tuition paid? Damn. Maybe I should have joined the National Guard.
Pete's having your credit
Considering
card
what's
stolen
happening
by
in the
one of
USA right now, maybe
Too
you
soon, Tyler.
wouldn't.
Too soon. Well, should I decide the wild world of accounting isn't for me?
Can't really picture you in the uniform.
Really? I think I could pull it off. Home sweet home.
You spent a lot of time here growing up?
Yeah, whenever Eddie was working. The whole precinct's basically family.
I like that. What is the word for this? I'm gonna call it
freezing
heater.
in here.
I don't know if it's what it's called. I would assume so. I know the word in my language, I don't know it in English. Why is everything locked?
Locked.
What?
Whew. That is going to smell lovely tomorrow.
It's from Tessa's restaurant, right?
Uh-huh. Everyone eats there all the time. It's as exciting as food gets in Delos Crossing.
Wait, what the hell is that? To all police department personnel, Pleasant Bay Mental Health Institute. Patient transfer 2610-2015. To all Delos Crossing Police Department officers, please be advised that due to overcrowding issues, patients Dean Becker and Kevin Sutton will be transferred to Fallen Creek Correction Center CPU on Monday. Why does Dean Becker sound familiar? Have we heard that name already? I'm not sure actually.
Oh, Greg's. Just leaving this out on display again.
Greg's. Like Officer Greg's? The one who was with...
The Delos Crossing Raiders.
Shit.
Stop touching everything, Butterfingers.
Sorry.
Did he almost break that? Are you kidding me?
Huh. Is that like an old-timey police scanner?
Yeah, so cool, right? It had been gathering dust in a closet for years. Eddie put it out on display last year.
Nerd.
Okay, I think we have to go up. Oh, wait.
I can't believe they're still sending psychiatric patients to prison.
I know, right?
Yeah, I heard about that. It's so messed up.
I mean, if they're violent and dangerous, I can understand that, but still, I think we need a specific facility for that. There needs to be a specific facility for those kind of people, because putting them in prison just doesn't feel right. Because it's... Yes, they did something bad, but they didn't do it...
Huh. Why do they look so familiar?
Who?
You remember Dan and Shelby?
I think so. The high schoolers who were always pissing Tessa off because they would blast fish and make out in the Vecchi's parking lot.
Yep. Dan's a cop now. They're married and have a kid, a dog, the whole shebang.
Damn.
When did everybody decide to become an adult?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I was more gonna say, when did they fucking grow up so much? Okay, this is telling me to look at something, but what? Why are there so many doors that don't lead anywhere?
Eddie must have locked it already.
Damn it. It's locked.
Well, what did you expect, dum-dum? It's a police station.
Oh.
Come on, man. We can't make these poor kids sleep here.
Well, where do you suggest they go? Social services will be here in a few hours, and this is the only room with a bed.
Anywhere but a cell. We'll find some other place.
go again.
God, not here too. I'm not ready.
Me neither.
Tyler, you coming?
God damn it, how many rooms are there? Okay, I don't think there's anything here. Okay, armory.
I'm guessing this is where they stash all the guns and stuff.
Yep.
Well, it's not exactly Fort Meade, but yeah.
Allison, hey. Just finishing up a call. Trying to convince Melinda the Ravens and her garbage aren't police business. Give me a few minutes.
Sure.
Make yourselves a cup of coffee. Here's the key to the break room.
Thanks.
Come back upstairs when you're done, okay?
Coffee sound good? The machine is in the break room downstairs.
Uh-huh. You think we could find some files?
Wait, what were you saying? Okay, it says archives. Come on, let's go down.
You know, I really thought I'd locked those memories in some deep, deep part of my brain. Something's in the way.
Did Brown just flat out ignore me?
Seems like it.
I didn't notice. But I mean, he's probably feeling awkward since, you know, you didn't take his gift.
Great.
He didn't even see that. Wait, I can open now every single door?
Whew, Rose never left me back here.
Where are we going?
We're just gonna sit down in here, and I'm gonna ask you a few questions, okay?
Okay.
Huh. Rose left the computer on.
Password. Okay, so we need a password. Q. Rose Jackson. Blah blah blah. Please note that the reception desk can now be asked using any officer's ID and password. So we can find anybody's ID or password. And how the hell do we do that?
Allison, how about that coffee we were talking about?
Okay, I think there might be some ID or something on one of these desks. At least that's what I'm thinking.
That's Denise Wilson's desk. Remember her? Oh no, it was her birthday. I completely forgot.
You're a terrible person.
It's your fault. I was so excited to see you that it completely slipped my mind. Remember this fella?
No way. Is that Jet?
Yep. He died last year putting himself between Dee and a bear.
Did he though?
Damn.
It was really unclear. That was a reference, by the way. Write in the comments down below where it is from. I'm gonna draw a dog.
I think Dee was a dog in a past life.
I definitely was a cat. That's for sure. Cats are like my spiritual animal. I love cats. I even used to sleep like a cat, weirdly enough. And not because I wanted to. I just used to sleep like that. Like, I would literally curl exactly like a cat, where I'm in the form of the letter C, and my upper body part would be like, I would be lying, the top part of my body would be lying on my back, like up my, close to my shoulders, while the bottom half of my body would be lying normally on the side. Like a cat would, like, you know, when they are almost like breaking their freaking back. That's kind of how I used to sleep at one point.
I can't believe they're going to prison for nothing.
That's the justice system for you. Okay, I don't think... Oh, wait.
Huh. Looks like she's gonna give me so much crap for forgetting her birthday.
Okay, I guess there might not be a way to get inside. Is this where we're supposed to go? I don't think so. I think we tried that door.
Something's in the way. Okay, let's go in.
That's the locker room. What the hell are you doing back there? Can we open that?
Didn't Tessa bust Dawn for smoking?
Yep, it's locked.
Hey, is this Crazy D's locker?
I think so.
Yep, I think so.
We need a key to open it.
Okay, I guess we don't have the key.
Yep, it's locked. Ugh, they've let this place get gross.
Welcome to
This
Outlast.
is heavier than I expected.
Don't go through the door. Police Chief Brown asks Council to reconsider budget. Dock strike to begin this week.
I'm not
What the hell is
that
happening with
hungry.
the dogs outside? Jesus. Give me a second.
How is it still warm? You sure you want coffee this late in the day? You'll be up all night.
I don't think I'll sleep much anyways. Too much on my mind.
Those dusty couches won't make it any easier.
What is going on?
Hey, you okay?
Earth to Tyler?
I can't do this. Calm down, Allison. Stick to the plan. Come on, don't freak out on me now. I can't, please, I can't lie. We already lied. It's all gonna be fine, okay?
Oh yeah, talking about lying right in front of a cop. Smart. So smart.
You okay?
Honestly, no. Do you ever regret?
No. No way. Well, maybe once or twice early on, but now, no way. I mean, look where we're at. Look where I'm at.
Uncle Eddie's probably done by now. We should go find him.
Do you mind if I go inside that room for a second?
You sure? It's the first time I've been in here since that night. Eddie was so uncomfortable, he dropped a vase.
Stop pushing me.
Here. Have a seat.
All right.
Damn it. Sorry.
Huh, they kept this?
What?
It's that vase. They glued it back together. What are you looking at?
This poster. I kept staring at it that night. I was picturing myself in the forest, hunting for goblin treasure. Just wanted to be anywhere but here.
Understandable. Okay, Tyler, you're getting in my way and now we're stuck.
Huh. What's that back there? No way. Have you been hiding back here all this time?
So I guess this is the taking a picture slash creating a graffiti thing of this game, collecting these goblin statues or whatever.
So, isn't Brown waiting for us? We should head back to his office.
You were the one who asked to enter this room, and I just decided to do it because you did.
Why did you separate us? Is Ollie okay?
Ollie's just fine, honey. They're all in the other room having cocoa. Everything's gonna be okay. I need to ask you a few questions now. Come with me.
You're awfully quiet.
Yeah. Sorry. Trying to deal, but it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot dealing with the powers to recreate memories. I really am annoyed by how nonchalant they are about it. They, like, for fuck's sake. I really hope they address it
sorry
eventually.
that took so long.
Explain it in some way or something like
Sometimes
that.
these old folks want us to come out just because they're lonely.
No worries, Uncle. Hey, you remember this guy?
Of course. Tyler Ronan. The prodigal son returns.
Yep.
I hate the word prodigal. I cannot pronounce it. I keep
recognize you
saying
at first.
prodigal.
Heard that a lot today, Chief Brown.
I hate it. I hate it so
Brown.
much. Watch
No
my
need for that
reactions
kind of
to
formatting,
that one
man.
episode of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 2003 series, and see me struggle to pronounce it multiple times.
How you finding Delos Crossing? Changed much?
Same dump, different year.
Well, we're no Juno, but lots of folks feel at home here. It's gotta be good to be back with your sister, huh?
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. Look, Eddie, we aren't here just to say hi. We found something in Marian's room. Things aren't really adding up anymore, and we've got questions.
Oh, yeah?
Did she mention anything about us that might have been worrying her? About Tyler in particular?
No. She dealt with those kind of worries all on her own. Kept the rest of us at arm's length.
I see.
I will tell you one thing, though. Your mom. Never knew her to hate anyone for being unconventional.
That's putting it mildly.
It's the other way around.
Huh. So, the vibe I'm getting for Marianne is that she seems like she is behaving very much like Rachel from Life is Strange. Very similar personality, like a fusion of Rachel and Chloe, maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Did anyone mention anything about her behavior in the days leading up to that day? Anything at all?
No. Everyone I talked to said it took them by surprise.
Did you see her at all? Like, in those last few days?
No. I hadn't seen her for weeks. Maybe a month before.
Interesting. Thank you.
Thanks, Uncle Eddie.
If you want my advice, nothing good comes from stirring up old memories.
Well, you're not the only one who said that, but it's not our own
really
choice.
Have a choice about that.
Yeah.
There's always a choice, son. I know sometimes it doesn't seem like it, but there is.
Can we take a look at her file? Maybe we'd see something you didn't.
Her file?
Her case file, or police file, whatever you call it. You keep those pretty much forever, right?
We do, but I can't just pull it out right here, right now. There are procedures.
But you're the chief.
Which makes it even more important that I follow procedures.
Look, Chief Brown, are you gonna help us? Or are you gonna be a cop about
Tyler!
this?
No, it's fine. Tyler, I know you resent me, but fireweed was the best deal I could get you.
I'm not mad about fireweed, but I may be a little salty you kept my sister away for 7 fucking years.
That's what this is about? Look, that was the court's recommendation. They're the experts.
No, the courts are
sure
the justice system. The experts
Trust me,
probably
son.
didn't have anything to do with it. So don't give me that crap, okay? A lot of the times it's just old white men who think they know everything. Fucking hell.
We all believed that what happened that night was self-defense, but we couldn't be sure.
I can't believe this.
Look, we couldn't be sure, okay? I was trying to protect you both.
So you still not sure?
What?
You still think keeping us apart was the right call?
She was traumatized.
We needed each other to heal, and you took that away from us.
So why didn't you let your sister visit when you turned 18
Uncle,
then, huh?
please. Let's move on.
She's never gonna tell you how much that hurt her, but it did.
That was about me. It wasn't about her. Allison gets that. And 3 years is nothing compared to 7. Right, Allie?
Oh, fuck me. Do I have to choose now? I think being kept apart was wrong is the choice I'm gonna go for, because at the end of the day, I feel like, as Tyler said, he needed the time. He didn't feel right. Like, I understand that. While the other thing, I just don't. I just don't. So being kept apart was wrong.
Look, Uncle, separating us
another
like that
important
did not
choice.
help me heal. If anything, it was the opposite. Even if he had been dangerous, I'd have taken the risk. Being apart was that miserable.
I didn't know you felt that way, little moose.
It was hard to talk to you about it. I didn't want to seem ungrateful. Look, we've all fucked up. And we've all hurt each other. But isn't that what family's for? Can't we just
Wait, did he...
move on?
So did he adopt her and
Sounds like
care
the
for
right
her
call.
or whatever?
Times like this, I wonder who raised who.
We're gonna stay the night at the old house. We better get going.
You want to grab a bite first? It's on me. Don't want to send you out there with empty stomachs.
I would not turn that down. Okay, let's go.
Tyler? What are you thinking? Do you think what I think? Because I think you do. Okay, how much longer is this episode gonna go for? Because we're nearing the 2-hour mark. Man, I love these outside shots with the rain. I love that. I wish there was more of that.
Allison! Allison!
Why are you carrying the gun still? If you didn't do anything, or if she probably didn't do anything, why is she still carrying the gun? Wait, what the fuck is... Oh shit, what the fuck is that?
Mad Hunter.
Wait, What? When did this turn into a fucking horror game? What happened that night?
Please, Mom.
I'm actually now
I'm sorry
really
I cut my
intrigued.
hair.
What the
I
fuck
won't
was
do it again.
that?
I'm going to kill you! No. Please. Please. Mom. Mom, please. No, don't do this.
Wait, what? Allison did that? Okay, that's a plot twist I did not expect.
What?
She died from that?
Allison?
I mean, I haven't been stabbed with scissors, but I don't really feel like that would kill her.
Allison.
Harm her
I
very
need
bad,
to call
yeah.
For help.
Kill her to the point of her falling into the lake.
No.
No.
You didn't. I killed her. And when they come, that's what we're gonna tell them. No. No. Yes. We look out for each other. That's what goblins do.
Fucking
Brothers
hell.
and sisters. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna be
What was
okay.
with the fucking thing in the forest though? I think this might be the ending of the episode. It feels like it's going to be. The big reveal of the first episode. Was I right? I think I was right. Okay, so I have a little bit of mixed feelings about this, cause at first, like, I was only mildly invested in the story, cause like there was things that I was interested about, and because it's a Don't Not game and I expected it to be very Life is Strange-esque, I was definitely interested into trying this game out and seeing whether I will love it or not, and just playing it and seeing how it's going to be like. But at first it looked pretty, and I had problems a little bit with how the graphics looked. I wasn't satisfied. Now I am. So that was bothering me a little bit. So maybe that ruined my gameplay experience of the game in the beginning, because from the point where I figured out how the graphics would look great, it was actually pretty interesting. But I feel overall it's a little bit of a slow burner in the beginning, and once we start to be able to see these memories and everything, it's where it starts to pick up a little bit. And overall, I would say it's a decent first episode. I would say it's most likely better than the first episode of Life is Strange. Probably on the same level as Before the Storm. I would say this game definitely has more similarities to Before the Storm, even though Before the Storm was made by a different gaming studio completely. But yeah, it definitely feels like it was overall better. In some ways, similarly, it was a slow burner that built up to a lot of stuff, and there has been a lot of intriguing stuff that had happened. Like, I'm curious, what was with that creature? Was that real? I feel like it might be real because the powers are real. But still, I'm really curious about how the story is going to go. I'm definitely invested right now. I wasn't really sure. I feel like halfway through the first hour, I would say. Like in the beginning while we were still at the house, I wasn't sure how invested I was, because when I was solving that puzzle at the door, I was really, really fucking annoyed that I have to do it, because I wasn't really interested. Like, I wasn't interested at all. But now that we've played through the first episode, I'm actually pretty intrigued, and I'm really curious what more is going to be revealed, because even though I knew there was a lot, it was going to be a mystery about what happened back then and everything. Now there's definitely a lot of things that apparently we were revealed to us, and we need a lot of explanations about it, like what was that creature in the forest? Was that a thing or not? Did that thing influence the mom to kill them or something? I'm curious about all those things. So yeah, I'm really excited about the second episode, but because of this being such a slow game, I don't really feel like playing it today, so most likely I'll play the second episode tomorrow and the third episode after that. It's just because it's so slow. Like, if it was a fast-paced one, it would feel right, but now it's just... It's kind of a similar problem with Before the Storm. There's a lot of gameplay, but I don't feel like there's as much content. Like, I don't know, it's still with more content going for it than Before the Storm, but I still feel like in a certain way it's not as good as Life is Strange, but maybe I'm biased, I don't know. Yeah, this is definitely shaping up to be a really interesting game, and I'm really enjoying... I think I'm gonna be enjoying the second episode more, because now I'm already invested in the story a lot. And yeah, it does feel like very much like Life is Strange in all but name. But in a certain way, I feel like maybe not naming it Life is Strange 3, even though it's basically it, might have helped the game. I just hope people have actually gotten to play it, because it seems actually pretty decent. Like, there's not really cringy writing like there is for Life is Strange. But yeah, can I see what choices other people made? Or Allison was disappointed that Tyler didn't accept Eddie's peace offering. Allison was delighted to solve the princess riddle with her brother. Tyler felt supported by Allison's trust at the store. Tyler was reassured of his bond. Wait, does that mean it's because I don't have internet connection right now? Ah, fuck. Maybe I'll do it for the second episode. Because I think it should be showing me what people chose or whatever. Tyler was reassured of his bond to Allison when he sided with him at the station. Tyler earned Sam's respect. Tessa empathized with the twins about Mary Ann. Eddie felt rejected by Allison when she didn't side with him at the station. Are we gonna get a trailer?
So what now?
Well, he's obviously not going to give us the truth. So I say we go get it ourselves.
Wait, you're not seriously thinking of breaking and entering a police archive?
I knew he was thinking about that.
Go big or go home.
Okay, that's a nice teaser. Not revealing too much, but teasing us about the second episode. Okay, so... yeah, I think that's it for this video, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the links in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me there, and to my Wattpad, where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you end up enjoying my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to Patreon, where you can pledge your support and help keep the channel going and help support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. And as I mentioned throughout this playthrough, I am also trans, and if you want to support me in relations to that, you can do so by going over to Patreon and donating, and most of the money from that are gonna go towards my transition fund. I mean, I think almost all of them for now are gonna go towards that, so if you want to help out with that, I would really appreciate that. But if you don't want to, that's completely fine. I don't want to guilt trip people into helping me out. You can also help out in other ways, like just simply liking this video, subscribing to the channel, or sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the second part of this game. Bye!